Seats, please.
Ms. Campbell, the defendant is your brother-in-law. You were married to the defendant's brother for approximately 4 months. Is that right?
5.5, 5 months.
5 months. And you married him while he was hospitalized.
No.
Where did you marry him?
We married at the VA chapel in San Francisco. He was not hospitalized at the time, but we wanted the nurses to be able to come even if they were on shift.
All right. He was sick.
Yes.
And subsequently, he passed away 5 months later. It is your claim that the defendant, your late husband's brother, owes you for a plane ticket that you put on your credit card that would allow him to come and see his brother before he died. And 2, you say that he went into the apartment, yours and his brother's apartment, and took certain property after your husband died that you want back. And Mr. Campbell says that he was following his brother's instructions. Where did you meet your husband?
I met my husband about 15 years previously when we were both working at the same cab company. We had not dated because each time one of us was free, the other was dating someone else.
When did you start dating?
We started dating around February of 2000. We started going out to dinner as the night before his chemotherapy.
When did you marry him?
Married him August 29th of 2000.
Had you lived with him prior to August 29th of 2000?
Yes. Well, yes.
You shared a home with him?
Yes.
That's my question. I want you to make sure, because that's a tenuous yes, Miss Campbell.
Yes.
Did you maintain your own apartment?
Yes, I did.
After you married on August 29th of 2000, did you and your husband go to a home that evening, either your home or his home?
We went to our home, which had been his home, his apartment.
And you still maintained your own apartment?
Yes. Given his prognosis, the cost of getting a new apartment would have been more than our two apartments combined.
You maintained your own apartment?
Yes.
Now, how long was your husband hospitalized before he died?
A little over a month. We went up to the VA hospital in Seattle for a stem cell transplant. It would have been a month and 2 weeks.
Now, after he died, what property do you claim the defendant took from your husband's apartment?
Basically, a lot of stereo equipment and household goods, as well as wedding presents. I have the list right here, if I may.
I'd like to take a look at it. Okay. Photo albums. Are these photo albums of you and your husband?
No, there's family photo albums, and I had absolutely no intention of keeping them. I just wanted to look at them and have copies made of any photos that I wanted to keep. I had absolutely no intention of keeping any
family
sort of
photo albums?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me about the ticket, the plane ticket.
I have here the itinerary and the charge on the credit card for the ticket.
How did the ticket come about?
When the doctors told me that John's immediate prognosis was very poor, I called up both Fred and Lila, his sister, and asked them if they wanted to come to Seattle, say goodbye. And so Lila's husband made the reservations over the internet. I asked Fred if he had a credit card to put this on, and he didn't. And so I said, well, here, I'll just put it on our Discover card, and you can pay me back. We can settle up later.
Fine. All right, Mr. Campbell, now I'll hear from you.
My brother and I have been together 47 years, and we've always taken care of one another. When he became ill the first time in '98, this is the second stem cell bone marrow transplant he has needed. During that time, I spent most every day with him.
Okay. You're a good brother.
Yeah.
What gives you the right to go into his home and take this property?
He gave me the right.
Well, tell me about that.
I was in charge of all his belongings. In the event that he didn't make it, didn't survive.
He had a will?
He didn't have a will, unfortunately.
Uh-huh. Well, then I'm sure you were told, Mr. Campbell, that you had no right to go in there and take his property.
I don't understand. Who would have told me that?
Well, if you spoke to a lawyer would tell you that. You have other siblings?
Yes.
What did you do with the property that you took?
Some of it I gave away. Some of it I still have. I didn't sell anything.
What did you give away?
VCR, television set.
Why?
Because it's what my brother wanted.
Did you give any of the property to your siblings?
No. My siblings was, well, my son here, he was entitled to...
I'm not talking about your son. Your son isn't a sibling.
I'm sorry.
Your siblings, brothers and sisters.
Oh, no.
Why not?
They didn't ask. As I found out later, my sister wished to have some photos of my brother. And I have no problem with giving her any photos.
Let's get to the airline ticket.
Okay.
Talk to me about the airline ticket.
Yeah, Miss Hoffman, she called me up and told me that my brother was ill and I should come up there and see him before something, bad happened.
Mrs. Campbell.
I know who he's talking about. Go ahead.
And I didn't have a credit card. I have a joint account with my brother, his checking account. But they wanted to put it on his credit card, so that was fine with me. And I went up there.
Miss Campbell, did you inherit or get any money after your husband died?
There was money in the checking account, which Fred and I put into a separate account so that it would not be frozen with probate. Once I arrived in San Francisco and went to the apartment and found that he had broken in, as soon as the banks opened, I removed that money from the joint account and put it in a separate account. Now, my husband had expenses, about $4,000 worth of, it was $6,700 in the account. He had $4,500 of credit card bills, a little over $1,000 in back taxes, rent was due, and so this money all went towards his expenses. I'd like to add that I had no problem originally with Fred having whatever he wanted of John's things. It didn't matter. And I knew that Fred would get far more enjoyment out of the stereo equipment than I would. And I was perfectly happy with all that. However, when he broke into my home, all bets were off.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There are some compromising photos. I'd like to have him return them so that I can burn them. He pawed through every single...
He had no right to do that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Tara Campbell says after her husband passed away, his brother, Fred Campbell, broke into her home and stole property.
Go ahead.
I think I kept about 3 cartons full of John's things, plus record albums. Fred left me with 9 linear feet of record albums and no turntable to play them on. Other than that, everything went to the Salvation Army. And what the Salvation Army wouldn't take went out on the curb, and various neighbors took it. What I'd like to see come out of this is I'd like to see Fred temporarily send the photo albums to Lila, who he trusts. I would look at the photos, I would have copies made of the ones that I wanted, and then they could send it back to Fred. Also, there are some compromising photos of an ex-girlfriend of John's. See, when he came into my home, he pawed through every single
He had no
drawer.
right to do that.
And he took some compromising photos that, if it were me, I certainly wouldn't want floating around. I'd like to have him return them so that I can burn them, so that I can destroy them. I'd like reimbursal of the plane ticket and the return of my wedding presents, compensation for what's not returnable, and reimbursement for court expenses.
He doesn't know which presents are your wedding presents. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Which ones? What do you?
A pair of crystal candle holders that were given.
Do you have those?
No, ma'am.
Where are they?
I don't have a clue.
What else?
A pair of little papier-mâché Japanese wish dolls, also another nurse gave them to us.
Do you have those?
I don't have those, no.
Oh, well, you probably just threw them in a box.
Those have emotional
Okay.
significance to me.
Okay. He says he doesn't have them.
I'd like to take issue with the fact that she keeps saying I broke into the apartment. When I never-
Listen, let me explain something to you, Mr. Campbell. When someone dies without a will, their next heir is not one of their siblings if they have a wife. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
She is responsible, and she is entitled to go through her husband's things, whether the marriage was 4 months or 4 years or 40 years. And you went in there and helped yourself to whatever you wanted. You didn't share it with your siblings. You said, I was together with my brother for 47 years. Well, you weren't together with him for 47 years because you had to fly out to see him before he died, so you weren't there every day. Now, you may not like the fact that she was married to him for a short period of time, and in the short period of time, she shouldn't be entitled to anything. That may be in your head. However, that's not the law. The law is you went into her home after your brother died and took property that did not belong to you. So, say nothing else. So, the photo albums will be sent to the plaintiff within 5 days of today's date. Do you understand?
Understood.
I don't believe, madam, that all of this property adds up to what you're suing for.
I do have a couple of receipts for the some of the stereo equipment. One of the problems was...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
And what are the receipts? Tell me.
The receipts are for about $3,800 worth of stereo equipment. They were the only ones that I could reconstruct.
Let me see.
When John and I got married, I organized all his things, including his the manuals for all his stereo equipment, and I put the receipts with him.
Wait.
And John took those manuals when he took the other things.
Listen to me. This stereo equipment is 12 years old.
Well, it's
12 years old. That's
it's certainly depreciated.
Oh, of course.
And absolutely.
Of course. Okay.
And frankly, Fred was going to have it anyhow.
Okay. Photo albums, you will mail back to her, sir. Is that clear?
That's very clear.
Very good. As far as these off-color photographs, do you have them?
No.
He's not going to tell me if he has them or not, ma'am. Do you understand
Unfortunately,
that?
yes.
Do you understand
yes,
that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I doubt very much whether you're going to get back anything else from him. You understand that, too?
Yes.
But he's going to pay you $2,500.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do you understand? You had no right to go in and help yourself. That's like being a scavenger, which is what you were. That's being a scavenger. Going in there and taking stuff without saying, listen, let's sit down like human beings. There are certain things that I want that are sentimental value of my brother's that I would like. There are certain things that I know he wanted me to have. Would you mind if I took them? But to go in there on your own and help yourself is nothing more than a scavenger. And that's wrong. That's all.
Your Honor,
that's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Audience are excused. You may step out.
Plaintiff took the opportunity once I went to Seattle to change the locks in my brother's apartment.
Actually, we had a security issue about a month previous, and that's when I had the locks changed.
She had no right to do that.
The next day, my husband had an episode and went into a coma. So the last thing on my mind was sending Fred a set of keys.
It just seems to me that she knew what she was going to do ahead of time.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Batt versus Ferguson. Step forward, please.
Sheet metal worker Stephen Batt is suing his former friend, 24-year-old landscaper Jennifer Ferguson. Stephen claims, due to her negligence, his property was stolen from a storage unit.
Mr. Batt, the defendant had a boyfriend who was in jail. This boyfriend who was in jail had a storage unit. You were moving from one place to another. The defendant was a friend of yours. You knew that she had the storage unit because she was paying the boyfriend's bills while he was in jail. So far, is that right?
Yes.
Somewhat.
Close. In any event, she let you move all your stuff into the storage unit. You weren't paying anything for it, right?
Correct. I did offer.
But you weren't paying anything for it. You moved your life's property, all your belongings, your memorabilia, your pictures, everything went into the storage. And then at some point you found out that she let the storage go, and you're suing her for the value of all the property because evidently they just cut the lock and got rid of all the stuff in the storage unit, right?
Yes.
When did you put your stuff in her storage unit?
November 28th, 29th. It was 2 days before I had to move out. The house closed.
November 28th of '01. Is that right?
Yeah.
And from November 28th of '01 until what month was your property in the storage unit?
It should have been there up until today.
Okay, well, it's not there today, otherwise we wouldn't be here.
True.
In the month of December, did you go to the storage unit?
No, I didn't.
January?
No.
February?
Yes.
All right, so February of '02, you went to the storage unit.
Yes.
And what did you go there for?
I went there to receive one box of personal stuff that had paperwork inside of the box that I needed.
Who did you go there with?
I went with my friend Dan. The storage unit had his stuff in there also,
Okay.
and we met the defendant.
She had the key.
Yes, she was the only one with the key.
When did you call the defendant to tell her that you wanted to get your stuff out of storage?
Actually, the night that we went to go in there to get my box, she had stated that she quit paying the storage payment and we needed to get our things completely out of there or switch it over into one of our names.
Oh, good. So what did you do?
I told her, okay. We did not have a truck that night to get all my stuff out. She told me to get a hold of her in a couple days and that we would get this resolved. I tried contacting her a couple days later, and she never returned my phone calls. I tried emailing her.
How about going to the storage unit place and telling them you wanted to put it in your name?
They wouldn't let me do that. They had to have the person there in order to do that.
No. Did you go there?
No.
Go there and say to them, look, I have my property in this storage. I don't think that they're going to be paying for this storage unit anymore. I'm going to pay for it, you know, until we can resolve this. You didn't say that?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Basically, I was going on what she had said, that we were going to get together and do this.
Well, so she didn't. She had other things to do. So you take care of your own property. If you got, according to you, $5,000 worth of property in the storage unit.
I couldn't even get in the gate. I did not have a gate code or anything to get in there.
They have a business office.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever call the business office?
Yes, I did at one point when she was not returning my phone calls.
Yes.
I did call. They told me that they had to have the person basically go over and we could switch it in to my name or Dan's name.
Yes.
She, again, would not return my phone calls or anything else.
Mr. Bat, you go down to the storage unit place, the same place that has an office that you called, and you say to them, this is the situation. I have stuff in there. I am going to pay for this storage unit. They will accept your money. Pay for it in cash. They will accept your money. And I'm going to pay for the storage unit if it has fallen into delinquency until I can resolve this matter. That's what you do if your stuff is there. She had no obligation to make sure that your stuff was safe. And she told you in mid-February when your stuff was there to get it out, right?
Correct.
So, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Somebody closed the unit, they stopped paying for it, your stuff's gone. When did you finally find out that your stuff was gone?
Day before yesterday, I went to the storage unit place. I asked him to look up Jennifer Ferguson's name, and he had told me at that time that in the previous month that there was 2 lockers that were not paid for and that were put up for auction and sold.
So you went there in February, and according to what you told me, which is hearsay, but it's sort of interesting, in April, it was sold. So you could have had at least from February to go in there and pay for it, because the reason that it was put up for auction is because nobody was paying for it, right?
Correct.
So why didn't you pay for it? You didn't pay for it in November, December, and January or February. 4 months, 3.5 months, you didn't pay for the storage unit anyway. So pay for it for a month. And then you're ensured that your stuff is safe. You don't allege that she took your property and sold it, right? They sold it.
Yeah, correct.
Mr. Bat, I suggest you start saving your memorabilia again, because you're not going to get $5,000 from Miss Ferguson, who didn't even have to say a word. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Miss Warren, the defendant was an employee of your company.
That's
According
correct.
to what I read. And it's a small company that it's owned by you and your husband?
Yes.
According to your complaint, you made a loan to the defendant in the amount of $2,000. The purpose of the loan was so that she could leave an abusive relationship with her husband. In addition, according to what I've read, she took an additional $600 from the company. She did not leave her husband. They're going to have another child. In addition to that, she was terminated from your company, according to you, for cause, and you want your money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Tacker indicates that she was fired. She was not fired for cause. She was fired because you were annoyed that she went back to her husband. She doesn't make clear to me in her answer about this $2,000 loan, but she has a counterclaim for $2,000 for wrongful termination. She says that because of your actions, she's now left without insurance, she's pregnant, and there was no basis to fire her. So that's what this lawsuit is about. Ms. Warren, when did Ms. Tacker come to work for you, and what kind of employee was she? What does she do for your company?
She came to work for us approximately 2 years ago, and she came as a full-time support person for our office.
What kind of company is it?
We blend specialty epoxies for application to manholes and tunnels and infrastructure, and we have a patent on that particular process.
And when was this $2,000 loan? How did it come about?
Ms. Tacker had been having, she had related to me that she'd been having a lot of problems with her husband. At one point in the office one day, she broke down and cried, and she related to us that she just had to leave. She didn't know what she was going to do, but she wanted to borrow money for a security deposit and first month's rent on another apartment.
So far, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
So subsequently, I did lend her that $2,000. She seemed to still be continuing to have problems with her husband, but she didn't leave him.
When was she supposed to pay you back?
Well, we spoke about that. She said, you know, after she had left and set herself up in a new place, you know, that she would be able to start paying me back.
So far, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Did she ever pay you back any of the money?
She gave us a total of $800 towards everything she owed us, which was about $4,000.
Go ahead.
Later in the summer, there was also another loan for $600.
How did that come about?
I really don't know. It was written out of my company checkbook. I wasn't there at the time, and I do not recall any conversation about what that money was for.
Well, maybe Ms. Tacker can tell me.
In July, my husband had traveled to St. Louis to see his mother. She became very ill. My husband traveled a lot with the company and subsequently would use money out of our checking account. At that time, I actually had checks that were going to bounce, and I called Jane and I said, Jane was in the office, we were together, and I approached her and I said, I know that I owe you money. I said, I'm in kind of a bind right now. Fred's used our debit card again on his travels, and said, can we just continue with the payroll deduction, and can I borrow an additional $600 so that I wouldn't bounce checks? And she agreed to that.
You don't remember that?
I wasn't in the office, and the check isn't in my handwriting. It's in Ms. Tacker's writing, so I believe that if I were in the office, I would have written that check. She wasn't in the habit of writing checks out of that account for me.
So far, we have $2,600. When was she terminated?
She was terminated in January 2003.
Why?
I had confronted Ms. Tacker and her husband regarding a gas card, a company gas card.
Your company gas card?
Yeah, it was a company gas card that we have for our construction personnel that travel state to state. And those cards are numbered. They don't have names on them, but there's number 2, number 3, number 4. Now, towards the end of the year, when we were going through our accounts, we noticed a card that we didn't have assigned to anyone that had been showing up all year. And when I looked at the charges on the card, they were all local charges. There was nothing out of state except maybe 2 charges. I think one was Michigan, one was St. Louis. They were all very local, and they were all very close to the residents of the Tackers. So I went in and I asked Mr. Tacker if he indeed had a company gas card. and he admitted that he did.
Did he work for your company?
Well, he worked for our company also, yes.
What did he do for your company?
Well, we had hired him to try to support my husband. Our company started to grow really big, and there was a lot of traveling involved for my husband.
So you hired him before or after they started to have difficulty together?
Before.
Go ahead, Miss Warren.
So when I confronted him, he said he had the gas card. He went to pull it out of his wallet, and he said, "Oh, I think Lisa has it." Asked her for the gas card. She handed it to him. He handed it to me. She didn't say anything. I asked Fred how he got the gas card. He really didn't have much of an answer for me about that.
So you fired both of them?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
An employer doesn't have to hang on to somebody that they don't like and that they don't trust. Is that right?
Are you satisfied with me?
I'm satisfied.
Oh, then you're absolutely right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jane Warren claims former employee Lisa Tacker owes for an unpaid loan so she could leave her husband. Jane says Lisa was fired for stealing from the company.
Okay, Miss Tacker?
Yes.
I'm ready to hear you. First, about the $2,600 in loans.
Basically what Jane has said, the $2,000 I did borrow, my husband and I were having problems. I had anticipated leaving him. I did not leave my husband. We eventually ended up working things out. I did use the money for rent and bills. And then the $600, as I told you, I borrowed when my husband was in St. Louis. I was making payroll deductions every week. I had every intention of paying the money back that I owed. It was never...
So you owe the money?
I was making payroll deductions against it.
So at this point, as you stand here today, what is your defense to this $2,600 loan?
My defense is I was making payments every week, payroll deductions. The story that Jane just gave about the reason Fred and I was fired is completely ludicrous.
Fine. So she's entitled to her $2,600. You have no defense. Is that right?
That's correct.
That was easy. All right, let's get to your counterclaim. Your counterclaim is for $2,000 for wrongful termination.
That's
Go
correct.
ahead.
On January the 21st, incidentally, the gas card happened probably 2 months before Fred and I were both fired. Fred was working on a case. He had uncovered some information about some test results in Birmingham, actually saved the company probably a multi-million-dollar job in Birmingham, Alabama.
How did he get the gas card?
The gas card was given to him by Shelley. He did a lot of travel. Shelley is sitting right over there.
You work for the company?
I'm the bookkeeper.
Step up here. What's your last name?
Fournier?
Did you ever give either the Tuckers a gas card?
No, Your Honor. Neither one of them.
Where are they kept?
When the gas cards were ordered for the crew, the gas cards were sent to the crew members that are on the road. No one in the office or in the state of Massachusetts has a gas card.
Sit down. Go ahead.
Your Honor, that Fred was traveling a lot for the company, and like I said, he used our debit card a lot. He was reimbursed for his expenses, but a lot of times he had to come out with them before the reimbursement. As far as my termination, my husband and I, like I said, were both employed. On January the 21st, I believe it was Tuesday, we had just been paid. Danny came, and I went to Danny. I had just finished some paperwork for him. I went in to him and said, I'm getting ready to leave for the day. He goes, well, can I see you both in my office? I'd like to talk to you. We both went into his office. He told Fred that he was not happy. He said he was aware that I was looking for another job. I laughed at him. I'm pregnant. There's no way I'm looking for another job. I have health insurance. Told Fred that he didn't trust him, that he didn't want him to come back, and he was firing him. He turned around and looked at me and said to me, you're the best employee that I've had. I really don't want to lose you. I hope we can work something out. At this time, I'm 13 weeks pregnant. I'm hormonal. My husband's just been fired, so I told him, I said, look, I'll talk to you in the morning. I have to go home. Got home and really was kind of relieved about the whole Danny-Fred situation being over. It had caused a lot of tension in the office, and
who's Danny?
Danny is sitting right over there.
You said that you're really kind of relieved because of the whole Danny-Fred situation because it was too tense. What was tense about it?
Well, one day that, you know, like I said, Fred had just saved the company a multi-million-dollar account. Some days things were great. Some days, you know, Danny hated Fred, and Fred was the worst thing that ever happened. And it was just a constant personality clash there. There were always problems.
And that's fine. Irrespective of the gas card, an employer doesn't have to hang on to somebody that they don't like and that they don't trust. Not in America.
And I completely understand that.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right?
Are you satisfied with me?
I'm satisfied. Oh, I'm satisfied.
Then you're absolutely right.
Well, and that evening, like I said, I was told by him that he wanted to keep me on as an employee. I got up the next morning. I was on my way to work. I received a phone call from Danny stating that it would just be best if I didn't return to work because my presence made Jane feel too uncomfortable in the office. That was the reason I was given for being fired.
So what happened?
So I tried to call Danny repeatedly with no luck. Sometimes he would answer his phone and say, I'm in a meeting, or I'll call you back. So that Friday I sent an email to Jane and said, look, I've been trying to get in touch with Danny, and I addressed the fact, I know I owe you money. I said, I think that I'm not being unreasonable in my request for severance pay. It's going to take a while for unemployment to go through. My unemployment, incidentally, was denied.
Because?
Their reason was that I was knowingly conducting my own business from the office. That was the determination that I got from unemployment.
What business were you conducting from the office?
I don't know.
Were you conducting your own business from the office?
No, not to my knowledge, I was not.
Well, you were the one who would know. What kind of business did, if any? I mean, I don't know if that's the reason.
There are criminal charges pending, so I don't know if we can talk about it.
Against whom?
Against Mr. Tacker.
What about her?
She was involved, I think.
Just give me the nature of the criminal charges that are pending against Mr. Tacker.
Felony theft charges.
About what?
I found evidence that Mr. Tacker was formulating brochures for a company that he called Moist Tech, utilizing our epoxies and our technology, and doing business for cash, coating people's basements. I found quite a bit of
You have evidence of that?
Yes, I do. And the epoxy was being stolen, actually, from our facility to do those basements.
Let us assume, Mrs. Tacker, that there is some modicum of truth to what the plaintiff says with regard to your husband conducting any business outside of the company while utilizing, at least in any measure, information that he garnered while he was working for the company. That's reason enough for Mrs. Warren to feel uncomfortable having you work in the office. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Good.
So your counterclaim's dismissed, and you owe her $2,600. Pay her. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I really thought we were friends. We were very, very close.
We were friends in the past, and I felt very personally betrayed as well as betrayed through the business.
Mr. Warren's personality and my personality kind of clashed from the very beginning when I was hired with the company.
Mrs. Tacker was a great employee. Unfortunately, she got tangled up in some illegal activities in the company, and she had to be terminated.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kanoki versus Simpson. Step forward, please.
25-year-old insurance adjuster Steve Kanoki is suing his former friend's girlfriend, 26-year-old homemaker Tony Simpson, for throwing away the faceplate to his car stereo.
Mr. Kanoki, it is your claim that the defendant either threw out or destroyed purposefully a faceplate for a stereo.
Right.
Is that for your car?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the thing that fits over the whole gizmo, so it makes it look nice.
Yeah, and it's detachable, so it's kind of theft-proof because the rest of the stereo is no good without the face.
Why would she do that? When did she do that? How did you find out that she did that? Because you didn't see her do it.
Right. We've never gotten along. That's no secret with any of our friends.
Okay, you don't get along with her. She's a friend of yours.
Right. I lost it. My car broke down, and I had to take the faceplate out because it was about 10 miles from my house. Roger came up to get me, so I grabbed all my insurance money.
Roger is your friend?
Right.
Oh, okay. You took the faceplate off your car.
Right.
When?
Probably 3 or 4 months ago.
And where did you put it when you took it off your car 3 or 4 months ago?
I put it on the table in my home.
When was the last time you saw it?
3 or 4 months ago.
And when did you find that the faceplate was missing?
A week later in July 2002.
Because why? Because you went to look on the table where you would put it?
Yes, because I'd gotten my car back.
You went to look at the table.
Right.
And it wasn't on the table where
No, it
you had
wasn't.
left it. Who do you live with?
I live by myself.
Who else has access to your house?
All my friends.
How many?
Yeah, a good 7 or 8.
Does anybody else have a key to your house?
No.
But your friends come and go?
When I'm there, yeah.
Okay. Now, what makes you think she took it from your house?
She told me.
Okay. When did she tell you she took it?
Probably 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Tell me what she said to you.
Her and Roger were in a fight that night, so he called me to come get him. He came over, she was calling a lot, so I was like, you know, please quit calling. Then she got mad, and she called and left a message on my machine that said, why don't you ask Roger what happened to the faceplate to your stereo? And I've got that on tape.
She said to you, why don't you ask Roger what happened to the faceplate on your stereo?
And she told me that she had thrown it out the window of her car.
On the tape?
No, all I have on the tape, it says, why don't you ask Roger what happened to the faceplate to your stereo?
Okay. So did you ask Roger?
He told me to call her and ask her, and I did, and she told me that she took it and threw it out the window of her car on the way home.
Okay, let me hear.
I was out
Look
of
at
town.
me.
I was out of town, and Roger took my car and picked him up when his car got broke down. He left it in my car. I didn't know.
Who left it in your car?
Steve left his faceplate in my car. And I didn't know whose it was. For 2 weeks it was in there. Nobody said anything to me about it. Nothing. And when I cleaned out the car, I threw everything out. And then Roger comes to me and he says, well, what happened to it? And I said, I don't know. What are you talking about? And he says, well, Steve's faceplate was in the car. And I said, well, I cleaned out the car. It's in the trash.
So you did not take it from his house?
No. I did not take it from his house.
You are?
Roger. Horman.
You went to pick him up when his car broke down?
Correct.
He took the faceplate off. You remember that? Had the faceplate in his hand. Where did you take him?
I took him back to his house.
Did you see at that time, or do you remember what he did with the faceplate?
I remember me leaving that day, going home, and the faceplate was sitting in her console right next to her emergency brake. And me remembering that I need to give that, I need to give that back to her before, or back to him before it gets lost or stolen. So, and that was it. That was the last time I heard of it, until probably a couple weeks later when Steve had mentioned that it was missing, and I remembered that he had left it in my car. So of course I asked her what happened to it, because I knew she'd cleaned the car out and stuff, and I knew that they weren't always the best of friends, so just wanted to make sure that...
So let me ask you this question. Is this something, how big is this faceplate?
It's just a little by that, just a little thing. And if it was turned upside down, it's black on one side, so, and it just has a little slit in it. I don't know if she would have known what it was if she was cleaning out, so.
She's not responsible for knowing what it is anyway. So it was after he asked where his faceplate was, you asked her, and she said, I don't know, I must have thrown it out.
Yeah, because I knew she'd cleaned her car out, and I figured that the way things were between those two, that it probably had minimal chance of survival, so. And that's when I found out, and I didn't tell him about it, because I knew he'd be...
He says you didn't leave it on your table, that you left it in the car. So what you're saying is that she came into your house and stole it from your house?
That's exactly what I'm saying, yes.
I don't, you can't establish that. I don't believe that. That she came in and stole one thing from your house and purposely threw it out. One piece of plastic from your house and purposely threw it out. I don't believe that. Sorry, case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Mr. and Mrs. Thrasher, the defendants were house-sitting for you. I believe one of the defendants had done some house-sitting for you previously. Is that right? Which one had done house-sitting for you previously?
Jennifer.
And according to your complaint, a ring of yours turned up missing.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your position that they are responsible for the loss/theft of that ring?
Yes, ma'am.
Rather than say they know nothing about your ring. How many times has Jennifer done house sitting for you?
Once for an extended period of time, approximately 2.5 years ago.
And how long was that extended period of time?
Well, 2 weeks while we were on vacation.
2 weeks is a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
So once for 2 weeks, and then?
Well, and she and her sister have been friends of our family and our daughter since '96, so they've been at our house numerous times.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Both with and without you being there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Where was this ring?
In my jewelry box, in a drawer under the waterbed behind other papers.
So well concealed?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. And what else was in the jewelry box?
Numerous other rings that I own, also rubies.
And when did you discover it missing?
Probably within a week or so after we got back, because
A week or so?
Approximately a week, ma'am, yes.
Were any of the other rings missing from the jewelry box?
No, ma'am.
Aside from you and your husband, who else lives in the house?
My daughter.
And how old is your daughter?
20.
Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Does your husband work?
Yes, ma'am.
Your daughter?
She was in school, college at that time.
But she lives at home and goes to college?
Yes, ma'am.
She ever have company?
She does, but she was on vacation with us.
I'm talking about when you came home.
Oh, very rarely, no, ma'am. She has a boyfriend that comes occasionally, but not during the period of time before we discovered this ring gone.
Well, you don't know that at all because you were working.
True, but she's usually tells me when he comes there.
Who knows? You tell me why you believe that a court can make a judgment by the required quantum of proof other than just guessing.
Okay.
Why these two people should be held responsible for the loss of your ring.
Okay. Before we went on vacation, it was discussed that they were going to be sleeping in my daughter's room, and they were welcome to the food and to make themselves at home to some degree. And when we returned, it was obvious our bedroom had been slept in. There were candles from all over the house, all over the room. There were clothing. There was actually a used condom. And there were messages on our machine for 2 people that were not authorized to be there.
What do you mean authorized to be there?
Well, they weren't authorized to be staying there.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know them?
Yes, I do. It was Jennifer's sister and her boyfriend.
Had you specifically said they were not to be there?
No, not to be there, but they were not to stay.
Stay there. Okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
And from the messages, it was obvious they had been staying there because they were receiving messages on our phone. And they also told us that at a later point in time. Because when we discovered that the ring was gone, we went to speak to her sister and the boyfriend and the other couple that we knew were there from them telling my daughter, and told them that the ring had disappeared while we were gone. I didn't particularly want to know who took it, but I wanted either the ring or the pawn ticket back. As long as it appeared at my house, I didn't want to go any further with it. They all denied having anything to do with it, but they did say they had been in our room for approximately a week. That was 2 of them. The other 2 said they had just visited. And they denied that they had taken it, and so I had no alternative, and I told them at the same time but to file a police report, which I did. And the police told me that a stolen ring and the limited budget in Oregon was really not something they were going to do. They would take the report, but they couldn't really do much about it.
Can't do anything about it. You had no proof these people took it.
Exactly, except that they were responsible for our home, and they did have other people there for periods of time staying in my home, and I feel that that makes them responsible for what goes on in that period of time.
Ms. Thrasher, you're absolutely right. Your problem is that you did not discover the ring missing for at least a week to 10 days after you came back.
That's because I didn't put it on. I'm sorry.
That doesn't make any difference. And during that time, there were other people that had access to your home. So that if you had checked your ring box before you left, and everything was there, and you left them responsible and indicated to them that anything that comes up missing in this house is going to be your responsibility, and immediately on your return you checked and found the ring missing, that would have meant that during their watch, something was stolen from the house. That doesn't necessarily mean that they took it, but by permitting someone else to be in the room, it closes the circumstantial evidence that during their watch, the ring was missing. But you did not discover this ring missing until well after your return. And you and your husband are not in exclusive control of your home. Because you have a 20-year-old daughter who has friends, who has a boyfriend. You go to work, your husband goes to work. So it is possible that someone else was responsible for taking that ring. Possible. I also find it sort of odd that someone would take one ring and leave all of the other jewelry.
I felt that probably they took one, and there are probably 9 in there, thinking that I wouldn't notice one, because I do have a lot of rings. Because if they'd taken all of them, obviously, there would have been a felony here.
Jennifer, your sister and her boyfriend stayed over? And they slept in the Thrasher's bedroom?
They slept in Evan's bedroom. We were the ones that slept in their bedroom.
Well, you weren't supposed to sleep in their bedroom.
They never said that we couldn't, and they actually said that we can use the room and their bathtub, because they have a jacuzzi tub.
Weren't you supposed to stay in one of the children's rooms?
They did not
I would have felt more
that at
comfortable,
all.
but they said that we could.
Were you under the impression, Jennifer, because so far, I don't think that it's been established that you are responsible for the loss of this ring. Okay, got it? Did you believe that when they left, your sister and her boyfriend were welcome to stay over in the home with you?
I did, because she has stated that me and my sister were always welcome over there.
Always welcome over there does not necessarily mean living in. So what I'm asking is, I want you to be honest with me.
Okay.
First of all, did you tell Mr. and Mrs. Thrasher when they came home that your sister had stayed in the home?
No, I did not.
Did they call up during the course of their vacation to check on things?
Yes.
Did you tell them that everything is fine, my sister and her boyfriend are staying here?
No, I did not.
And you didn't tell them because you didn't want any difficulty?
Exactly.
So you knew they weren't supposed to be there?
I didn't know that they weren't supposed to be there.
So you understand how you answered my last 2 questions? You didn't tell them that your sister and the boyfriend was staying over, either when they called or when they came home, because you knew that they would not be happy about that. Right.
Right.
So if you knew they wouldn't be happy about it, you knew they weren't supposed to be there.
Correct.
Wait, this is like shooting fish in a barrel.
I feel the same way.
So what's supposed to happen is, listen.
Sorry. I'm very sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're her boyfriend? You're going to be gone soon. Probability of you lasting more than another few months in a relationship is practically 0.
And later today,
all I have is a paper showing from my computer that every time I paid her.
Is that true, sir? That every time you got paid, you gave her money?
Yes, it was.
Is that right?
No, it's not. And we didn't even have a computer then, so I don't know what he's talking about. But no,
yes,
we did not.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Tony and Thomas Thrasher claim while they were on vacation, former friends Jennifer Page and her boyfriend Chris Clark house sat. The Thrashers say when they returned, a $500 ring was missing.
She's been a friend of the family since 1996. How long have you known her?
I've known Jen now for over a year.
Okay. You're her boyfriend? You're going to be gone soon. In the scheme of things, you're going to be gone soon. Probability of you lasting more than another few months in a relationship is practically 0. If I saw her this time next year, you wouldn't be around. Understand? She's known them for 6 years. She's a friend of their daughter's. So if you did anything to subvert their friendship, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I don't know whether you did or not. I don't know whether you did or not. I'm not accusing you of anything. Far be it from me to accuse you of anything. But don't contribute anything to this conversation, because you, sir, as far as I'm concerned, are irrelevant to their relationship, because you're going to be gone. She doesn't know that yet. I know it. In any way, Mr. and Mrs. Thrasher, you cannot establish with the degree of certainty that this court requires that either one of them are responsible for the loss of your ring. I'm sorry that you lost your ring, but you have others. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They were responsible for the house and other people were allowed in there.
She had said that there's a ring missing.
They knew nothing about it.
And asked if I knew anything about it. I said I had no idea.
So somebody in that group, it felt like, took it.
I've even confronted the other people that stayed in there twice.
Figured we had to try, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
And I have no idea.
I didn't accuse them of taking the ring or anything. I hope we can still be friends.
I just feel like I can't be trusted by them anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Spry versus Sussex. Step forward, please.
Factory worker Deborah Spry is suing her daughter's ex-fiancé, 23-year-old factory worker Matthew Sussex, for an unpaid loan to pay bills. Matthew says Deborah's daughter Jamie owes for half.
Mrs. Spry, the defendant is your daughter's former boyfriend.
Yes.
According to your complaint, you made a loan to him. Claim he still owes you about $3,000 on that loan.
That's correct.
What I gather is that this loan was made to the defendant at a time that the defendant and your daughter were living together.
Right.
And they have 2 children.
Yes.
Is this your daughter?
Yes.
Just stand up, please. Tell me your first name.
Jamie.
How long were you living with Mr. Sussex?
Probably about 4 years.
And how old are your children?
4 and 2.
And when did you start living with him?
When I was about 16. Well, actually, he moved in with my mom when he was about 16. His parents moved away.
How long were you living with him away from your mother's house?
Probably about 3.
Now, it was your daughter and Mr. Sussex who came to you about this loan. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell me about when that happened and what the conversation was.
Well, first it was brought up, do you think that you would be able to lend Matt some money to consolidate his bills?
What kind of bills? That would be the first question Mother would ask.
Well, I guess I was naive enough to not ask that question, but I thought that he was a good provider at the time. And
Miss Spry, your daughter is living with him. Now, they're not married, but they're living as a family. They have 2 children. Normal conversation would be, we've gotten behind in some of our bills. Could you lend us some money to catch up on our bills? I mean, I can't understand why your daughter would think that these are just his bills if she's living there with 2 children.
well, she was pregnant at the time that they had moved in my house. They had lived with her dad before that.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, Miss Spry, you're not going to get me off the track. You understand where I'm going. I'm trying to figure out whether this loan was made to your daughter and to the defendant, or whether it was just made to the defendant. What I'm talking about is at the time that you gave them the money, and how much did you give them?
I give them $4,000.
Okay. The time that you gave them the money, were you giving this money to them as a couple?
Well, I guess I was, because they were planning on getting married.
Okay.
This year in June, actually.
Fine. Okay. So you wrote out a check for $4,000, and you took the check, sir, and deposited it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And what bills did you pay with that $4,000?
Got caught up on my house payments and my car payments.
What else?
I had some doctor bills.
What kind of doctor bills?
I was in the hospital for kidney stones.
And what kind of doctor bill was that?
There was a $1,100 one and a $580 one.
So your medical bills were around $1,700?
Yeah, that's about right.
But those were your medical bills?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And did you pay those off with this $4,000?
I paid most of it off, yes. I didn't pay all of it, no.
What else did you pay off?
That was basically about all I paid off with it.
So far, is that right, Jamie?
Yes and no. He agreed to pay for a bill that had both of our names on it, and it was for a credit card. and he told me he was going to pay it off and never did. I'm still getting bills for it now. It's in collection. It's up to $1,000 now. So.
And that's on both your names?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
That credit card was only in her name. I was just on the card. I was just a second name on the card.
Did you use the card?
Yes, we both used the card.
Okay.
But the reason I didn't pay that card off was because me and her also went and spent money for clothes. She spent almost $500 of it on clothes.
Listen, two people decide to live together, raise a family, and do not believe that having children together is a commitment because they don't want to get married because marriage is too much of a commitment. So you have children together and then you have that non-commitment. That I don't understand. So I'm not getting into, you know, she bought herself a pair of slacks and you bought yourself a shirt and she bought herself 2 pairs of shoes. I have no time for that, nor the patience. I want to know, between the time this loan was taken and today, how much money has been paid back on it?
The total of $855 has been paid on the loan.
Okay.
And J. Marie told me that she's paid $300 of it herself.
Okay. And how much can you support that you paid her?
Well, I had put it on my computer every time I paid, and to my recollection, Jamie never paid any of that money.
How much did you pay?
I told it up. It was $21.60.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you have the dates when you paid that money?
Not the exact dates, but every time I got paid, I paid her $60 every 2 weeks, and then after a little while, she wanted more money, so I was paying her $100 every 2 weeks.
Did you pay her by check or cash?
Cash.
And you don't have the dates?
No, exactly.
So how am I supposed to figure that out?
All I have is a paper showing from my computer that every time I paid her.
No, you have a computer showing every time you got paid.
Well,
and you, right?
Yeah.
So you went back and you figured out when you got paid, and you say, every time I got paid, I gave her money.
Yes.
Is that true, sir? That every time you got paid, you gave her money?
Yes, it was.
Is that right?
No, it's not. And we didn't even have a computer then, so I don't know what he's talking about. No,
yes,
we did not.
No, doesn't sound right, Mr. Sussex. However, Ms. Spry, let me tell you this. I believe that you lent both of these children money. You lent them money as a couple. It becomes my task to try to weed out what money was for joint stuff and what money was for individual stuff. And I'm going to just estimate that what's been paid back so far is $1,000, leaving a balance of $3,000. And I am going to assume that $1,000 that was in fact paid back was for joint bills. Joint house payment, joint car payment, joint credit card payment, joint. Clearly, $1,700 of that $4,000 belongs to him, because those are his medical bills. So of the $3,000 that's left, he owes $1,700 so far, leaving $1,300 left. One half of $1,300 is $650, because half of it is attributed to your daughter, because she should be paying back half of this joint loan that you gave them. You did not give it to him, you gave it to them. That's another $650. That's $2,350. That's what you owe her. That takes care of your half of the joint bills and $1,700 of your own personal medical bills. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all. Miss Malloy, the defendant was your boyfriend, and according to your complaint, the two of you leased an apartment together, and you lived together for a short period of time, when, due to some acrimony in the home, you decided to move out.
Yes.
Your claim is twofold. The first part of your claim is that while you were still in the relationship, the defendant's father became ill in Hawaii, and you loaned him the money for a plane ticket to go and say goodbye to him before he died.
Yes.
Went to see your father. Your father was dying of cancer, I gather. Is that right?
Correct.
And he has never repaid that loan.
He has not.
The second part of your claim is that the landlord of the apartment that you were living in is holding you responsible for some $800, which is the last month's rent, and some cleaning fees and late charges. You are not living there the majority of the lease, and it is your claim that you should not be responsible for that. The defendant says that the plane ticket was not a loan, but a gift, and that you actually owe him for half the rent the time that he had to live there and absorbed the entire rent when you moved out. That's your counterclaim.
That is correct.
Okay. You understand all that, Bert?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. If you understand it, then I understand it. When did you lease this apartment?
It would have been last May 2001.
And when was the plane ticket?
That would have been in July of last year.
Under what circumstances did you put this ticket on your credit card? I want you to tell me about it.
It was a last-minute decision. We had known his father was ill for some time, but it came up that he was very ill. The end was very near. He has very poor credit, so he has no credit card or anything to that matter. And he had money in his 401 or whatever at work, but didn't have instant access to it. So I said I would put it on my credit card in the event that once he got to the money from work, he would pay me back, or whatever means he would get the money, income tax, whether it was taking it from his work account, whatever.
Miss Malloy, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I don't want you to embellish this story for me, because if you embellish the story, then I don't believe anything you say. Do you understand?
Okay. I don't think that I am, but
yes,
okay.
you are. Yes, you are.
Okay.
Because if you're living with someone, sleeping with them, sharing a bed, and their parent is dying, he may say, I want to go. I don't have a credit card. Can you put it on your card? And you say, yes, I will, with the full expectation that he's going to pay you back. But if you think for 1 minute that I believe that he said to you, put it on your credit card, and either I'll pay you back from my 401k, or when I get my taxes, I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back when I work overtime. That's something that doesn't transpire. Do you understand when I say embellishing? That's what you just did. You embellished. So don't embellish. If you don't remember, say I don't remember. I will make a judgment as to whether or not he's going to return the money to you. But don't embellish.
Okay.
Good. You want to start again? He knew that his father was dying. He couldn't get to any money. Now let me hear it.
So I said I'd put it on my credit card in the event he would pay me back.
What do you mean, in the event that he would pay you back? I don't understand what
It
that...
wasn't going to be like tomorrow or the next day. It would be when he got access to the money.
Well, go ahead. Let me hear your version of the plane ticket.
Okay. As she stated...
Make sure I hear everything. Don't embellish.
Yes, ma'am. As she stated, my father was very ill. Last minute thing, the family called and says, listen, if you're going to come see him, come now. And it was a holiday, so I did not have access to my credit union to obtain the plane ticket.
Okay, great. Now let's stop there, Mr. Anderson.
Okay.
So it was on a Saturday of a holiday weekend.
Right.
But I gather from what you just told me, had the call come in on a Tuesday, your emotional state at that time was, I want to see my father before he dies. I want to say goodbye. So you would have gone to your credit union and gotten the money, right?
Possibly.
What did you say, Bert? You see what Bert is saying to you? Do you understand what he's saying to you? You're going to answer my question.
Okay.
You hadn't feuded with your father.
Actually, I have.
Oh, good. So you wanted to make up with him before he died. That's a very good thing.
I was contemplating doing that, yes.
Good. Don't you love it? Don't you just love it? So you had a father that you were feuding with. He was dying of cancer. If you want to come see him, come see him. You wanted to put things to rest before he was laid to rest. If it was on a Tuesday, you would have gone to your credit union and gotten out the money. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Perfect. But it was on a Saturday, so you had no access to your credit union.
Correct.
So she put it on her credit card.
Correct.
So you pay her back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you, in fact, move somebody else into the apartment?
No.
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
What's her name?
Jeannie
You know a Jeannie who slept over at the apartment occasionally?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Jeannie!
And later today,
I didn't plan on keeping receipts because I didn't think it was necessary with my parents.
I hate to see parents bring their children to court.
I was there to give them a hand up, not a hand out.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Michelle Malloy says former live-in boyfriend Rick Anderson owes for a plane ticket and rent. Rick says the ticket was a gift.
So, how much was the plane ticket?
With all the interest that accumulated from the time that it was on there, it's roughly about $1,400.
What's roughly? In court, we don't deal with roughly.
Well,
how much was the original? How much was the original ticket?
Original ticket was $1,166.84.
Okay, and this was a year ago.
Yes.
And when did you begin to fight?
We had our fights now and then, but I'd say the beginning of the end was probably August.
Okay. And when did you finally move out?
I moved out January of this year.
What discussion had you had with regard to moving out?
It was discussed that he was going to look for a place, and as soon as he found a place, he would move out.
When did you have that discussion with him?
Oh, gosh. September, October.
Okay. So at least 3 or 4 months before you weren't getting along.
Well,
what do you mean, well? What
we
is that?
were on and off getting along, but for the most part, we weren't. I mean, we'd be civil. Hi, how you doing? Passing, but we weren't
In
sitting
December
down.
of 2001, were you sharing a room?
No.
Is that true?
Correct.
Okay. So it's time to move on and move out. So somebody had to move, right?
Yes.
How come you didn't move?
How come I didn't move? Because I couldn't financially. And the place that I was at, I was obligated under a lease.
And I told him...
How much was your rent?
$743.
When she moved out in January, you still had January, February, March, April, and May, 5 months left on your lease. How did you pay the $743?
I paid it.
How did you pay it?
By check.
Well, if you said you couldn't afford to move out, but you managed to pay the entire rent, $743, after she left, so why didn't you just find another place?
Because I was still under that lease.
Yeah, but you had already had an opportunity to discuss with her what would happen if you moved out, and she would take over the lease. You discussed that with her. I know you discussed that with her.
Correct.
Right. So she decided to move out instead.
Yes.
That's smart.
Okay.
Okay. Did you pay the last month's rent?
The last month's, no.
Why not?
Because, once again, with moving, with security deposit, all of that on a new place, I didn't have enough money to pay the last month's rent, plus my new expenses at my new place.
Okay. You understand that that's not her responsibility. It's your responsibility.
I feel that it was both of our responsibility because we were both on the lease.
No, no, no. She gave you an opportunity, Mr. Anderson, to move out, and she said, I'll assume the rent. We're not getting along. It's too painful for both of us. We shouldn't live together. And she's absolutely right. I mean, you're not married, you have no children together. Is that a fair statement? You know? You move on. You chose not to do that. You chose to stay in the apartment. Well, then you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. And I would tell her the same thing. If the situation were reversed, I would tell her the same thing. You can't have it both ways. In any event, somebody's going to get stuck, and it's not her responsibility. Mr. Anderson, your counterclaim is for the half of the rent for the 5 months that she wasn't there, that she was obligated to pay under the lease. Did you move anybody else in there?
I was going to, Your Honor.
No, going to is not my question, Mr. Anderson. Did you, in fact, move somebody else into the apartment at any time, whether they paid rent or not, after the plaintiff moved out?
No.
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
Tell me about it.
It was his brother's sister. She did live there. I'm not exactly sure the extent of time she lived there, and from what I understand, she wasn't there a lot because of her work schedule when she was living, you know, she stayed at her boyfriend's house.
What's her name?
Jeannie. I'd have to go.
You know a Jeannie who slept over at the apartment occasionally?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Jeannie.
Jeannie is a relative of mine, yes. She was going to move in. She had started to move things in and then chose not to because she chose to live with her boyfriend, but yet I still allowed her to store some of her items at the house.
Where did she store her items?
She had things in the basement, she had some things in the garage, plus she had things in the extra room that was now there.
What do you mean the extra room that was now there? What does that mean?
There was an empty bedroom.
The one that she had slept in?
Correct.
And what did she store in that bedroom?
She had boxes, she had china from her divorce. I mean, just boxes of things. I'm not sure what all she had.
There was a bed in there as well.
Okay. He had a roommate that didn't pay rent.
Actually,
he had a bunch of boxes that didn't pay rent, according to him. Doesn't have anything to do with you. His counterclaim is dismissed. He chose to substitute somebody else's furniture and miscellaneous items for having you live there. He chose to do that gratuitously. That's his problem. In any event, I don't think you're responsible for the half the rent anyway. But he is responsible for the plane ticket, which I am roughly calculating with interest at $1,300, and he's responsible for the $800 that you're getting done for. That, I believe, is $2,100 if my math is correct. Is that right, Bert?
Absolutely right.
And for that, I am issuing a judgment in favor of the plaintiff. Thank you very much. That's all your counterclaims dismissed, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excused, you may step out.
It's very upsetting, but I'm happy with the decision.
It's not the verdict I was looking for.
He said, I'll pay you back, I'll pay you back.
There was no mention of paying back.
It's been over a year and I haven't seen any money.
We were in a relationship, and, you know, people do things for each other.
Never loan anybody any money, ever.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of DeLunas versus DeLunas, step forward, please.
Factory worker Michael DeLunas Sr. and his wife Lori are suing Michael's son, 21-year-old shipping clerk Michael DeLunas Jr. for the unpaid balance on a car.
Mr. and Mrs. DeLunas, the defendant is your son, sir, and your stepson. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you claim that he owes you for car-related loans. He paid you some money, but according to you, he still owes you some money. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Defendant said he has paid all that he owes you. So let's see. When was the first loan and what for?
The first inquiry was around March. It was for getting his car out of impound. A friend of his borrowed it, and the wheel fell off, and they towed it.
Okay, so it was to get his car out of impound. And how much was it to get the car out of impound?
Charge for impound was $415, and the repair service was $85.28.
Great, $500. So far you agree with that, is that right, sir? Okay, and what happened after the car got out of impound?
Well, we took it back to my property where we were staying, and he started to move and live with me then. And it was beyond being fixed, I mean, within reason. So my wife went to the bank to make a cash withdrawal for $2,800 or something to buy him a new car so he could have a way back and forth to get to work.
He was a little reluctant to put a lot of money into that car because he claimed it used a lot of gas, and he wanted something with better gas mileage.
So tell me about the discussion that you had with him with regard to this new car.
Well, a lot of the discussions took place between he and I. It was basically we would do whatever necessary to help him get on his feet. That included paying his one aunt off on the original car that was impounded. He owed her 2 payments left on that, total of $400. And
did you pay those off?
Yes, we have a statement also.
Is that right? They paid those off?
Ma'am.
Okay. And what else?
When we originally went and bought this other used car, we had to take it to get it inspected, and it needed approximately $800 to $1,000 worth of work in order for it to pass inspection.
How much was the car in total? How much did you pay for it without the repairs?
It was around, what, $1,500, something, $1,500,
right?
$1,600.
$1,500. And whose name was the car in?
It was in my son's name.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much was the repair work?
Let's see, $700. There's a charge for $733.10, and also $326.50.
Now, what was the arrangement that you had with him with regard to paying you back this money?
Basically, that he would stay with us so that he doesn't have any other bills. You know, if he stayed with someone or had an apartment of his own, he wouldn't be able to pay us off as quick as we would like. So the agreement was that he would stay with us and pay us so that the loan would be paid off in like 6 months or less.
Okay. So far, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how much did you pay off, sir?
I actually paid off, I believe it was a little more than $2,000.
How much did he pay off?
He paid us approximately $1,000 of the total.
Did you keep a record, sir?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Like I said, it was my father, my parents. I didn't plan on keeping receipts because I didn't think it was necessary with my parents.
They kept receipts.
Right.
And
Well,
you as a
that's
child.
why I didn't believe that I would need receipts.
Because they kept.
Because I believe, you know, my
Fine.
father.
So do you have a schedule of how much he made in payments?
Yes, Your Honor. I had the interest, the dates, everything. I wrote it down. I have no reason to take my son for any money. I was there to give him a hand up, not a handout.
Well, let me ask you a question. The interest was interest that the bank was charging you?
For the credit card, the
Just
cash
the credit
advance.
card, but weren't charging him any interest yourself?
No, just whatever they charged on the credit amount.
Okay, so they kept the record. So now I'll hear your defense.
Well, like I said, I borrowed the money for the cars. But I told them that I didn't want an excessive amount on another car. I didn't want to go into too much debt because I had just paid off almost $5,000 on the previous car. And like I said, that took a lot of my money and had me, you know, it's hard to get back on your feet.
I'm ready for the defense, sir. Give me the
Okay.
defense. Go ahead.
Well, I almost paid the $2,500 off, which was originally what I wanted to borrow.
No, you only paid off $1,000.
$1,000. Well, I was told that it was almost down to $2,200.
Well, now I have
after my last payment.
$2,460. Go
Okay.
ahead.
And the excessive repair amounts and stuff, that I don't know where they, like I said, I didn't expect all that excess money to come into it. You know,
How old are you?
I just turned 21 in December.
Where's the car now?
Actually, it had a cracked head, and it only lasted for 2 months. And
So
then
where is it now?
the motor went out on it.
Where is it now?
I had to sell it.
So your defense really is that the car didn't run very well.
I actually had a couple of other cars that we looked at previously, and he took a look at them, and they all had problems, or they would kill me in the long run. But this was the good car.
You went with them to choose the car.
Right, but I'm not the car expert. I don't, like I said, I didn't know about it. I was told it was a good running car.
Who's a car expert?
My father.
No, ma'am, I'm not. I looked at the car and I asked him if that's what he wanted.
Can't tell you.
And then he was happy about the car, Your Honor. And then when we got home to get it inspected and found out it needed all these repairs and he agreed upon getting the repairs done, I put them on my credit card.
Listen, I hate to see parents bring their children to court.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, it's no question he promised to pay you the money. You had an agreement, a contract that said, a verbal contract that said he would pay you the money. I feel terrible, young man, that you don't have the car, but you still have to pay for it.
Right.
Because they still have to pay off their credit card.
Right, I understand. I planned on paying them back.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,460. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Have a seat, sir.
Ms. Henriksen, you purchased a used car from the defendant who was a friend of your boyfriend's, according to what I've read. This car was purchased some time ago. You gave him a down payment, and then there were a series of circumstances. In any event, he took the car back. You want what you paid in on the car for the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mitchell says that you didn't abide by the terms of your contract with him, even though it was a verbal contract. And he really got shafted because a car that was once valuable, he had to ultimately get rid of for a lot less money. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. When did you purchase this car from him, Ms. Henriksen?
I purchased it in about late July of 2001.
And what kind of car was it?
It was a 1991 Pontiac Firebird.
And what was the agreed upon purchase price?
$4,500.
So far, is all of that correct?
Yes.
And you gave him a down payment?
Yes, ma'am. $1,500.
What were the payment terms?
The payment terms were going to be agreed upon the amount it was going to be based on what I was making. I was working as a telemarketer, and so I was unsure of the paychecks I was going to be getting. So he agreed to give me a couple months to get settled in my job so I would have an average paycheck so I could make adequate payments.
Did you start making payments to him?
No, ma'am.
Did not?
No.
Tell me why.
I was unsuccessful as a telemarketer in the state of California, and I decided it was best for me to move to Idaho, where I'm originally from. At that time, I had found work in a heartbeat, and I was willing to make payments at that time.
Just a second. So in October, you did not make any payments as you promised?
No, ma'am.
So you breached the contract?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Breached the contract. You left that out of your papers. He's not, let me explain something to you. He is not a partner in your misfortune. He agreed to give you, out of the goodness of his heart, time to pay, and you didn't. All right, so now we come to October, and you made no payments. What about November?
And by November, I had established a job in Idaho, and I had listed into the Army National Guard.
Did you make any payments in November?
By November, he had asked for the car back, ma'am. I did not make a payment, no.
Were you still driving the car in November?
I had driven it back to the state of California to give it back to
November?
him. Yes,
When
ma'am.
in November?
Right before Thanksgiving, ma'am.
So the end of November?
Yes, ma'am.
So you made no payments in November?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, did you have his permission to take the car from California to Idaho?
He did not tell me that I could not.
Yes, sir.
That's not true.
Go ahead.
The agreement was when I found out that towards the end of October she was going to move back to Idaho because things weren't working out here and she could find work there, I said, that's fine. I was initially approached by my best friend Dennis, which is her former fiance, and he had let me know she was moving, so I said, that's fine and everything, but the car is not leaving California until paid for.
Right, that sounds smart.
So we had talked about it. The next day, she had talked with Dennis, and they both decided that she would take his Honda to Idaho, and he would stay in California and make monthly payments to me since he owed her money on a previous car accident he was in that her family loaned her. And then when she decided to move to Idaho, come to find out, my car was gone and the Honda was out in front of our apartment complex.
And you took it back?
Yep.
How much did you ultimately sell it for or get rid of it for?
I didn't ultimately sell it. It was impounded by the CHP for non-registration. I had it in my carport at my apartment complex because I was holding it for her. When I retained the vehicle back in November, the new agreement of our verbal contract was for me to hold it. She said she was getting some sum for signing up, going to boot camp, and she would get more money when she got out. When she got out of boot camp, she would pay me the $3,000 owing, and then in essence the car would be hers. I would transfer title. Well, everything was hunky-dory. I held the car for her. She gets out of boot camp.
When did you get out of boot camp?
June of 2002.
Okay. What happened when you got out of boot camp?
I had the money for the rest of the car. I had the $3,000 he requested. I called and I called. He did not return any of my calls. The one time I did get a hold of him, he told me that he no longer had the car.
When was that?
That was early August of 2002.
Just a second. You got out in June of 2002.
Yes,
Where were you
ma'am.
for 2 months?
I was calling him all summer long. Calling him, he would not call me back. I have proof that he received my calls and did not call me back. The one time I got a hold of him.
Is that right?
And the phone calls, yes, but her explanation, no.
Go ahead, let me hear.
Her explanations, as far as her calling me, yes, those were more on a social event of getting together and whatnot. When she got out of boot camp, I didn't get any phone call from her other than stating that she didn't want the car anymore because her dad felt that the car was not valued for what I wanted it for, and that she just wanted her $1,500 back.
Ms. Hendrickson.
Yes.
You know, ordinarily I am very sympathetic to people who put a down payment on the car and then for some reason that I quite frankly wouldn't understand, the car is taken back and people want their money back. You drove his car for 5 months.
Yes, I did.
You drove his car, you put mileage on his car, you drove it from California to Idaho, from Idaho back to California. You drove it when you were there, and you expect your $1,500 back after you had his car for 5 months, which would be the equivalent of about $300 a month. If you rented a car, could you rent a car for $300 a month? No. Why do you think that you're entitled to any money back? Especially since you breached the agreement.
Jamie and I had an understanding agreement. We were, all three of us, with Dennis included, were a very tight-knit group.
Well, you're not tight-knit anymore. Now
No,
it's
we're
business.
not. That
Now
is
it's
true.
business. Why do you think it's fair? Let's talk about equity. Why do you think it's fair for him to be out of car and for you, because of your problems, to expect him to give you your money back when you had exclusive use of his car for 5 months, even taking it out of state. Put your hand down. Who needs you? You're the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend?
I'm her ex-fiance.
Good. You're the one who didn't have the guts to tell her not to take the car out of California. Are you the same one?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Jamie and Dennis did a lot of talking, and I was left out of it a lot.
I'm talking about the basic agreement, Ms. Hendrickson. The basic agreement was $1,500 down. I'm going to be a nice guy, give you 2 months to get your finances in order before you have to start making payments on the rest. 2 months came and went, you made no payment. 3 months came and went, you made no payment, and you took the car out of state against his wishes. 3 months, no payments. 4 months, no payments. 5 months, no payments. You bring the car back, you say to him, listen, by the way, hold the car for me, I'm going to boot camp. He's not your father. What?
No, ma'am, I did not tell him to hold the car for me. The agreement was when I took the car back to him around Thanksgiving, I said, if you are willing to find somebody to pay you full amount for what you asked for the car, I will understand that you can get the cash, full amount.
Including your $1,500 down payment?
Including my $1,500
You're not
down
entitled to that, madam. What makes you think you are entitled to a free ride with his car for 5 months?
I don't know, ma'am.
There is no reason that you're entitled to a free ride with his car for 5 months. That's stupid. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He took the car out from underneath me, point blank.
The car leaving state, coming back, holding the car, I was just really taken advantage of, and it wasn't shown that way.
He knew I wasn't making payments, and he agreed to work with me, and now he's saying that all of a sudden he wasn't.
The car came between friends, and it's really sad that we had to come to a court and lose friendship over a car.
We are no longer friends at all, none of us.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brennan Brown versus Perkins. Step forward.
Cook Michelle Brennan and her daughter, 19-year-old receptionist Heather Brown, are suing Heather's ex-boyfriend, 30-year-old automotive technician Dan Perkins, for the cost of a car.
This is your ex-boyfriend,
Yes.
who you met in a chat room or something on the
Something like
internet,
that, yeah.
and is also your ex-mechanic.
Yes.
Your daughter, your ex-boyfriend / ex-mechanic. According to your complaint, Mrs. Brown, you had a car. It's a 1988 Dodge Daytona.
Yes, ma'am.
That needed some repair work. The defendant said, I can do that work. Took the car, gave you an estimate, you paid him some money. You want your car back? They broke up. He says the car got hit by a drunk driver somehow, and he doesn't have it anymore.
That's basically it.
You don't have the car anymore.
I do have the car,
Oh, you
Your
do?
Honor. Yes, I do, and it is ready. It's been ready.
Really? Oh, great.
Yes.
Oh, terrific. That's even better. I thought it got hit by some driver.
It has been hit by a drunk driver, Your Honor.
That's what I thought. I didn't think that I was
I have
making that
the
up.
police report.
Okay. On what date did you give him the car?
I believe it was May 2nd, Your Honor.
And at that time, the two of you were still dating?
Yes.
Good. Did you get an estimate on what it would cost to fix it?
Eventually, he gave me an estimate of approximately $600 for the repairs at that time.
Okay. And when was that?
That was about 2 weeks after he had taken the car.
So far, Mr. Perkins, is that about right?
So far.
How long did he say it would take to fix the car?
He said he would have it ready no longer than 2 weeks from taking the car on the original
Your
date.
Honor, that's not the case at all. In fact, her mother had told me.
I didn't ask you anything yet, but I will.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Prior to this entire set of events, her husband had driven the car literally on top of a fire hydrant. So it had an amazing amount of extensive damage underneath prior.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Cook Michelle Brennan and her daughter, 19-year-old receptionist Heather Brown, are suing Heather's ex-boyfriend, 30-year-old automotive technician Dan Perkins, for the cost of a car.
Okay. So what happened?
Time went on. I continued to give him payments on repairs that I had no proof that were done at that time.
Did you see your car again?
No, I did not see the car
How
after he
much
took
more
it.
money did you give him?
I gave him a total of $861 over the course of a month.
Now, when you gave him the first $600, when did he call you and tell you he would need more money?
About the third week in May, he said, well, the car needs a new transmission. He said that would cost $450.
So you'd still owe him another $200 for the transmission, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, after their relationship became more complicated, her becoming pregnant and him learning about this, he was harder to reach by phone. I would call on one occasion. He took the phone off the hook and wouldn't agree to a date or an amount that I still owed on the car and a date that he could have it finished.
Okay, but you had agreed to pay him the additional $450.
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what you want, sir? $450 for the transmission, and then she gets her car?
She has paid $250 of that, Your Honor, but there still remains the issue of the labor to install the transmission, which is an additional $210.80.
Mr. Perkins, what do you do for a living?
I'm an auto technician.
Okay. And I assume that you took this job, is that right? Because you were in a relationship with the plaintiff's daughter, is that right?
No.
No. Did you tell her that the cost of the transmission was going to be $450?
I did, Your Honor.
Good. Then that's what you're going to get, sir. $450. Now, I don't understand why you're here. I mean, you're here over an additional $200 for labor? Is that what you're here for?
Well, yes, Your Honor.
Well, forget it, sir. She gave you the $600 in good faith. That's what you told her it was originally going to be in all probability. Then you told her, well, this needs this, and this needs this, and an extra $250 or $260. She paid you for it.
Yes.
And then, well, now I took out this piece that needs this, and now it needs a new transmission. Well, she's a lay person. And there's a certain distrust that lay people have, I think, in all probability, more women than men, of mechanics, because most women have absolutely no idea of what goes on under the hood of a car. They know that they put their key in the ignition, they turn it on. If it starts, it starts. If it doesn't, it's broken, period. So if you had to put in a new transmission and she was prepared to pay you for the new transmission, you should have taken it, sir, and said, relationship's over. It didn't cost me anything. It didn't cost anything for these parts. She paid for all the parts. I want to leave this on a good note. Why didn't you say that?
Your Honor.
I know my name.
She paid for part of the cost of the transmission, which and in the original repair bill, the $600, I allowed her to make payments on. It's not something I normally do. I was gracious enough to do that. And then the transmission, when I took the car, she knew reverse was out of it. The reverse gear itself, the shaft, was broken.
Let me explain something to you. You think she understood all that?
Well,
do you think she understood all that?
Probably not.
Right. Now, what's wrong with the car?
Now?
Yeah.
Nothing. The new transmission's been installed.
Now, but you said it was hit by some drunk driver someplace.
As well.
Yeah, there was a drunk driver that hit my roommate's car and pushed it into her car.
In front of his home.
And?
I had the car in storage because, legally speaking, if she were to come and had an extra set of keys, she could take it from the front of my shop.
Right. Then you sue her.
Right.
Listen to me. What you're doing is you're putting a mechanic's lien on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Did you file a mechanic's lien?
No.
You didn't do anything. You did a de facto mechanic's lien on the car. You can't have your car until you give me the money.
Right.
Is that right? You put it in storage, but at some point you took it out of storage.
To take it back to the shop, yes.
Why?
Because to go back to the shop, then I would have it there for her to come down and pay the bill.
How long did you have it in storage?
Oh, about a week and a half.
Where?
The storage is about 2 miles from my home. It's just a little independent storage site, fenced in.
Now, then you took it back and you put it in front of your house.
Well, yes, I had got it the evening
Well,
before I had
yes, you put it in front of your
work.
house, and somebody pushed one car in front of your house into her car. Is there any damage, body damage to her car?
Yes.
You get nothing. You get Zippo. Because if you chose to do that, then you had an obligation, Mr. Perkins, to safeguard her car until you got it back to her, to a situation where she had possession of her car. If you chose not to do that and park it in front of your house and somebody hit your roommate's car, which then went into her car, you're responsible for her damage. Can I see photographs of the car, please, and the damage to the car?
We attempted to get those photos, and the police department sent the wrong photos, Your Honor.
Well, you don't know what's but you don't know the extent of the damage.
There is an estimate on the police report.
Let me see it.
Here.
Here's the estimate, and here's the police report if you want that.
Your Honor, may I interject something?
Yeah.
What hasn't been said here is that prior to this entire set of events, her husband had driven the car literally on top of a fire hydrant. So it had an amazing amount of extensive damage underneath prior to this.
Let me ask you this question, sir. You know about the damage that was caused to the car when your roommate's car hit it?
Yes, yes, I do.
Where was it damaged?
It was damaged in the rear. The bumper was bent and the two taillights were broke out.
Is that something that you can fix?
Certainly, Your Honor, it is.
And you can fix it in how long?
On that particular car, it'd take about 2.5 weeks with what I'm booked up with right now.
No, I don't care what you booked up with. Whatever you booked up with, you're going to put on a shelf. How long will it take to pull out the bumper and to fix the lights? An hour, 2 hours, 4 hours? How long will it?
Oh, it actually take days, Your Honor. It's hard to get a hold of the lights for the car.
Okay. Within 5 days, he's going to fix the car. Do you understand?
Okay.
When he returns the car to you, and he must return it to you in 5 days, he will get a check for $250. Is that what the balance that's owing? $250 for the transmission. That's what's left on the transmission. If he doesn't do that, we will give you a copy of this judgment, and you are permitted to enter his property, take your car back. He will get nothing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. If he does not do it, you are free to refile the claim against him for the body damage on the car that was caused when it was in his possession. Clear?
Yes.
Do you understand that, Bert?
I understand it.
Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brown versus Lipman, step forward, please.
44-year-old bar owner Thomas Brown is suing his ex-fiancée, 56-year-old pharmacist Leanne Lipman, for the return of a ring and for stolen property. Leanne claims Thomas was unfaithful.
Mr. Brown, how long were you engaged to Miss Lipman?
Just under 2 months.
Your complaint alleges a couple of things. That she stole some things from your apartment on the night that you broke up with her, that she refused to return the engagement ring, and that she destroyed some of your property by spilling perfume all over your apartment. And Miss Lipman says, no, 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 I did none of those things. So, I was sort of interested in reading your complaint, sir. You were engaged to Miss Lipman for 2 months.
That's correct.
And prior to that, you had another girlfriend or another fiancée?
Yes.
And what was her name?
Patty.
And how long were you with Patty?
2 years.
When did you break up with Patty?
Probably July of 2002.
And when did you meet Miss Lipman?
August of 2002.
And when did you become engaged to Miss Lipman?
October 31st, 2002.
And on what date did you break up with Miss Lipman?
December 27th, 2002.
And you went back to Patty?
That's correct.
When had you started to see Patty again?
Approximately the last week of November.
Did you tell Miss Lipman?
No, I didn't.
Now, what happened on December 27th, 2002, Mr. Brown?
Well, on December 27th, I was with Patty, and Leanne was going to come and visit me.
But Miss Lipman didn't know that you were with Patty, is that right?
That's correct.
When you say you were with Patty, that was around holiday time.
That's correct.
Had you spent Christmas with her?
Yes.
With Patty?
Yes.
Not with Miss Lipman?
I spent Christmas morning with her.
So that you were really leading kind of a double life.
Yes, I was. I was trying to wait until after Christmas to break off with Leanne. I just did not want to ruin her holidays.
Did you get her a present for Christmas?
Yes, I did.
What did you buy for her?
I think it was a Green Bay Packer jersey, and she's a big Packer fan.
And what did she buy for you?
I believe she bought me a shirt and a sweater, which she ended up taking back.
Now tell me what happened on December 27th. Miss Lipman was coming to visit, and you were with Patty.
And I informed Leanne that I had started seeing Patty again, and she was in her car on the way to my place, and she went absolutely ballistic. I mean, she started screaming, going absolutely berserk. So I told Patty, I said that we should probably leave my place. And I decided to leave my place open, knowing Leanne was over 2 hours from home and probably would need some place to stay and probably would not be in shape to drive. So I left my place open, and that's when she decided to do all the damage.
Thomas Brown is suing his ex-fiancée, Leanne Lipman, for the return of a ring and for stolen property. Leanne claims Thomas was unfaithful.
What time did you arrive there, Miss Lipman?
Approximately 9 o'clock. I've got my cell phone bills to show when I was talking to him.
You got there about 9 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
And the door was open.
Mm-hmm. But it always was. He never
I
left.
understand the door was open. And when did you return to your apartment, Mr. Brown?
Saturday morning.
What time?
Approximately 8 o'clock.
Was Miss Lipman still there?
Yes, she was.
Tell me what the apartment looked like when you got there.
It didn't look bad at that point, and it did not smell bad at that point either.
Okay. So when you came home, it looked normal?
Until I went into the drawers.
And what happened when you looked in the drawers?
Well, when I went in the drawers, I found some pictures that I had taken on cruise lines that were all torn up.
I see that, Kurt.
Like this. I got 3 different photos. And then also in the same drawer as these photos were these 2 ring boxes, which this one had a pair of diamond earrings in it.
What was that for?
I had bought them for Patty, actually, and then I bought her a bigger pair, so I had these.
When did you buy those for Patty?
About a year earlier, Christmas the year before.
So, her you bought a jersey, and Patty you bought diamond earrings.
Well, that's correct.
Right. And you were still holding on to those earrings, is that right? For what reason?
For what reason?
Yeah.
Well, they were diamond earrings. You know, I couldn't take them back.
Okay. And what else was missing from the other box?
Well, this was the original engagement ring container, and in this was another gold band. That was the wedding band of the engagement ring.
That's not the original.
Just a minute, I'll get to you in a second. And what else?
Well, you know, she tried so much to destroy my life at that point. I own a restaurant in Wisconsin, and she went upstairs to the bar boasting of what she did to my apartment, destroying pictures and things like that.
Of course she ripped up the pictures, right, Miss Lipman?
Of course. And I don't think I ripped up all those, because I only ripped up colored ones, and I think one was black and white. And I ripped up the pictures of Tom and I also.
But you ripped up these. Of course you did. Okay. So we got the destruction of the pictures, which you'll never be able to replace. Then we have the diamond earrings. Miss Lipman, did you take those?
No, I did not.
What about the wedding band?
No, I did not.
Miss Lipman, look at me. What about spilling perfume? Did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Sure you did. I love it.
But I didn't get the perfume on the leather part of the jacket.
Listen to me. You did that on purpose?
Sure.
What did she destroy, Mr. Brown?
Well, she tried to destroy my relationship with Patty.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, well,
Grow up.
she called her family, telling her everything.
Grow up.
Okay.
That's your problem.
Yeah. And, well, she went into
what
my...
you destroyed in your apartment with the perfume.
She just made it so it was unbearable to smell for a couple days in there.
What do you want me to do about that?
Well, I had to spend the first night in a motel.
This wasn't the first time, was it?
No, it wasn't the first time.
Live with it. What's next?
Some of my clothing was missing.
Did you take any of his clothing?
The only thing I can figure out, I do have a Neil Diamond sweatshirt that I always wore when I was there, and I did find it in my laundry later.
He wants his Neil Diamond sweatshirt back. Give it to him. What else do you want?
I want the ring back, the engagement ring.
Where's the engagement ring?
Right here.
Give it to him. She don't want it. Give it to him. Perfect. Good. Now you have it back. What else?
She took my dishes.
Are you kidding me or what?
No, she took my dishes.
Is she suing you for the gas that it took her to get to your house to find out that you were with somebody else?
Not so far.
What's next? What's next?
Just she went to my computer address book and emailed all the people in there telling them what a rat I was.
You were?
I am.
What's next?
That's pretty much it outside.
Good, you got your ring back. Bye.
Okay.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 589 on the calendar in the matter of Tomlin versus Foster. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Tomlin, according to your complaint, you and Mr. Foster were together for about 3 years. You were engaged to be married. You lived together?
Yes, ma'am.
And you made a loan to Mr. Foster in excess of $4,000 to have his car fixed?
That's correct.
And you want him to pay back the money. You're no longer together. Mr. Foster says there was never a loan. You lived together as a family. He spent a lot of money on you and your family, and there was never a question of payback until you were no longer together. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you start to live together, Miss Tomlin?
2001.
What month?
Oh, I'm sorry. Be March.
And did Mr. Foster move into your home?
He moved into my home.
And who lived in the home?
Myself and my 3 children.
Do you have any children, Mr. Foster?
Yes, ma'am. One son.
That son ever visit? Do you spend time with that child?
Very rarely.
And when did you separate?
Just recently. It was in February.
And when was this alleged car loan?
November 2002.
Tell me about it.
Well, his car, the engine blew in his car. So consequently, I had to take him to work for about 6 weeks. I took him to work in Des Moines. I live in Newton, which is about a 45-minute commute. He knew that I was considering getting a second mortgage to do a debt consolidation. I have a daughter in college. And he asked me what I thought about just borrowing enough money to also pay off getting the engine fixed in his car.
And you did?
Yes, ma'am. I sure did.
And you did? Okay. So?
We got his car back. Everything seemed to be going pretty smoothly until I come home to an email that I found on the computer one day. And I would like you to see it.
Sure.
This is why I asked him to leave my house. It's very disgusting. And I found out that he was seeing somebody that he had met on the internet.
So you asked him to leave?
Yes, I did. You notice there's a phone number on that she gave him, and I called the phone number. I was furious. She answered, and I said, I know you don't know who I am, but I said, I found my fiance's email, and his name, I told her, and I said, is he on his way there? And she said, well, yeah, he should be here in a few minutes. I called Dale on his cell phone, and of course he denied everything until I read him the contents of the email and that I had called this person. And then, of course, he started to backpedal. And he says, oh, Mom, I'm coming home. I'm turning around, coming home. He was supposedly on the way to visit his mother. Then he had the nerve to tell me, Your Honor, that it was my fault that he was messing around because I spend too much time with my kids, that I'm too involved with them and there's not enough time for him. I mean, I'm still very upset about this. I just feel like I've just been played here tremendously, and now I've got this huge debt and he's got a car that he's driving around and with new tires on it and his stereo, and so.
Okay, let's hear what Mr. Foster has to say.
When we, back in August, we decided we would refinance, and I would take some out of my thrift savings plan. She would refinance her home to clean up the debts between us. That way, when we actually got together, our finances would be in order.
August of what year, sir?
2002.
So in August of 2002, you took out some money from where?
From thrift savings plan. It's government equivalent to a 401k.
And what did you do with the money?
I cleaned up a lot of my debts, and I set about $4,500 aside to take care of the engine of my car.
Yes.
But as time progressed and the car wasn't finished yet, we started chipping away at the...
Chipping away how?
Oh, we took a small vacation to Lake Okoboji, her and her 3 kids.
Yes.
And then we we went to Branson for a week.
Yes.
And there were some other debts that I had.
Did you discuss with Miss Tomlin that you were using your car money for those trips?
No.
So how was she supposed to know that? So let me understand this, Mr. Foster. When you took out the money from your 401k plan to pay off your bills, those were your bills, not her bills. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, that's what I'm asking you, Mr. Foster, because in your answer, you seem to indicate that it was for joint bills, but they were not. So you took out money and you paid for your bills. I'm just curious, what bills did you have?
Just different things on my credit report. I had a problem with the bank. It had to be paid off.
How much?
$1,500.
How much did you take out?
$15,000.
What'd you do with all the money? $1,500 isn't $15,000.
There were other bills that had come up, different car bills, a bounce check here or there.
How old is your son? How old is your son?
5.
You pay child support?
No, the mother refuses child support.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Patricia Tomlin says she ended her engagement with Ernest Dale Foster when she caught him cheating. She is suing for unpaid loans.
So give me a reason, Mr. Foster, why you should not pay Miss Tomlin the money that you blew on a variety of other things other than your car engine.
We had gone on the trips. We had spent money.
Well, let me ask you this question, sir. Did you pay mortgage expenses when you lived in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay?
Usually half my paycheck, $300 to $500.
And you paid that religiously for the 3 years that you lived together?
No, the first year I had just come out of a bad divorce and a bankruptcy, so...
You paid nothing?
Nothing the first year.
And in year 2?
Sporadic.
So basically you were living rent-free for the first at least year and a half that you were living there?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you took her on 2 vacations in 3 years, you'd figure that you're still ahead of the game.
Your Honor?
Even if it was true. I'm just asking. Okay. Assuming that it's true, Ms. Tomlin. But assuming that what you tell me is true, she supported you for a year and a half. You got a job, you were making some money, you took her on 2 vacations. Total support, 2 little vacations. Right?
Caught.
So when are you going to pay her back the money?
I don't know.
Try now. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,800. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. You have no idea what it made me feel like because I have supported him for so long.
Man walks in, man gets hammered.
And then to find out that this was going on behind my back.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of King versus Ward. Step forward, please.
Supermarket cashier Kathy King is suing her ex-boyfriend, carpenter Ron Ward, for medical bills and lost wages due to his continual abuse.
According to what I read, you and the defendant had a long relationship, and you don't have any children together, but you had children that lived in the home with you.
Yes, correct.
While, according to you, this domestic violence situation was going on for a long time.
Yes, it has been.
And what you're suing Mr. Ward for is for a series of assaults, in one of which you say you were seriously injured.
Yes, I was.
Okay. Mr. Ward says that he neither drinks, which you allege, or has ever put his hands on you. Is that right, sir?
I've never, ever hit her.
You say the first incident that you're complaining of occurred in January. You want to tell me what happened?
Yes, basically there was a series of incidents with Mr. Ward's drinking, from the Long Beach Grand Prix where he was punching out people to his 17-year-old son trying to commit suicide. We also had his...
Could we stop with the drama? And what I want you to tell me is what happened with you in January. What assault you are complaining of?
Basically,
in January?
he had been drinking New Year's Eve, and we found him in the garage drinking a bottle of wine. We proceeded to bring him in. He went to bed.
And is that something that you are suing him for?
No, it's the injuries that I've heard from.
Well, tell me about it.
Okay,
Jenny.
basically, he came in from the house. His son tried to put him to bed. He had roughed me house. I have went to the doctors. I have the doctor reports.
Okay, let me see it.
It's all stapled.
Says you went to the doctor on January 11th.
January 11th.
Just a second. 10 days after this alleged roughing up.
Basically, yes, I did. I wasn't sore till then.
Okay, next. Let me have next.
And then from there on...
Just a second. You didn't throw him out of the house?
Not at that time, no.
And you didn't leave?
No, I did not.
What's next?
Then on February 14th, he came home. He was upset about things that were happening at work. He started drinking. From there, he turned around and took a vase, threw it at me, hit me in the head. I then called the police that night. They came out. The officer was a new officer named... He said he wasn't going to proceed to go wake up Mr. Ward, but he'd be back the next day. He's seen the damage. I have pictures of the...
Okay, let me see the police report from February 14th, please.
Would you like the picture, too? It's the vase. When it hit my head, it hit the noyum and caused a tear in the noyum.
No, I just want to see.
Okay.
You don't have a picture of your head, do you?
No. There was a bump.
That is what I would have taken a picture of, not anything else.
I did ask to go to the doctors, Your Honor, from the cops that night, and they did not take me.
You're a big girl. If you were injured, then you go to the doctor. If you made the first step and called the police, you make the second step if you're injured and go to the doctor. Now, what happened after February 14th?
I told him that he couldn't come home.
Good.
He didn't come home for a while. Then I let him back in. He promised me that he would get himself out of debt. He was...
Okay, just a second. So you let him back in. When did you let him back in?
I let him back in probably 2 days later. He stayed in a hotel for 2 days.
So a couple of days later, he came home.
And he said that he would go and he would get help as far as treatment.
Good.
But he failed to take AA. He went into a study for relationships.
Ms. King, when did he go into treatment?
April.
Right, so you took him back immediately. So you lived with him in January, when you got roughed up, according to you. February, when he threw a vase at you. March, and he went into treatment in April. But you lived with him all this time.
Unfortunately, yes, I had.
Ms. King, I'm asking you questions.
Yes.
I understand the drill when you claim that you've been battered, but sometimes it's difficult to extricate yourself. I understand all that. And you finally did, according to your complaint.
I did.
Good. So why are you here?
Because of the abuse, they have jeopardized my job. He told me that if I went and took him to court, he would make my child motherless.
What was he talking about if you took him to court? What court?
We went to small claims.
For what?
For damage of the house. I was being sued from the landlord that is in this courtroom. He's only suing me because they happen to be drinking buddies and friends.
Just a minute. So you've been to small claims court with regard to other things?
Correct, I have.
With regard to landlord and tenant dispute?
And
is
abuse.
So far?
Yes.
And is there a judgment against you from landlord and tenant court?
It was a total of $4,000.
Okay. Now, what was the next case that you had?
I have terminated my daycare provider that is also in the courtroom. She, after Ron had vacated...
That's this lady over here?
Yes.
And?
She needed a place to live. Her and her husband entered my home and agreed to pay me half of the rent and half of the bills to help out.
What did she sue you for?
A rental car, $2,600.
You owed her for a rental car because you rented a rental car on her credit card?
Correct. She won $642 and I won $26.88. Then she filed an appeal, and then right now I'm still fighting it because I don't think the judge knew that I had a case.
What was the ultimate decision?
She got $642.
What's next?
Basically, after February 14th in April, he completed the class. He was instructed to go through the psychiatry program through AA. He didn't want to go back. I told him, we're done.
So that's fine. That's in May. You told him you're done.
So then basically, he vacated the premises. He's left me with tons of bills. I'm being sued by the landlord, which he's
not part of this complaint. So he left in May?
He left in May.
So what are you doing here?
Kathy King says she endured physical beatings at the hand of her ex-boyfriend, Ron Ward. Ron claims he's never laid a finger on her.
So what are you doing here? May, June, July, August, September,
I've been
November,
abused.
December.
He jeopardized my home.
Are you talking about prior to May?
Because of the injuries, I wasn't able to go to work. And because of that, in the retail clerks union, you have to submit amount of hours in the grocery store to receive insurance.
Ms. King, let me explain something to you. This is not windfall day. If you wanted to sue somebody because they assaulted you and injured you, you sue them in January, you sue them in February, not a year and a half later. That's number one. It appears to me as if there has been an ongoing abuse of the judicial system and a lot of time wasted on this relationship that is now terminated. I certainly have absolutely no intention to becoming a party to this, what we call in French, mishigas, or craziness. Pay careful attention. You claim to be a battered almost spouse. You had a 4-year relationship. You had no children together. There was no reason for you to stay together. If you were involved with you don't have to say a word. If you were involved with a man who drinks and you brought him into your home and you have a child, that doesn't make you a very good parent. There was nothing tying you to this man. If he was a drinker, leave.
I left him. And,
no,
and,
you
and
left
the first,
him.
the first 2 years.
Listen to me. If you left him, then we wouldn't be here. Then we wouldn't be here. Your problem now is you now have judgments against you for a substantial amount of money, and you're hoping to even the score. That is not going to happen. In January, when you claim he roughed you up, you chose to go to the doctor 11 days after this alleged struggle. You again allege that you were injured February 14th when he, you say in your complaint, smashed a vase over your head.
He did.
Now, when you testified, you said he threw a vase at you and it hit you in the head. That's different. However, you chose to take a photograph of a wall rather than your head. I don't understand that.
But I did.
To me, just listen to me. If I wanted to make a case, I would take a picture of my injury. I would not take a picture of a wall. Now, you may not take a picture of anything. That I could understand. But to take a picture of a wall rather than your head, that I don't understand. Now is not the time to exacerbate what you allege was an abusive situation that terminated a year ago.
I went into 6 months of counseling to get myself recovered from it.
That's wonderful. So what are you doing here? You say
pain
that
and
this man,
suffering. He has caused me a lot. I have been in
Madam,
court
you're a
system.
big girl. You're a big girl. You got yourself well. You claim he's an abuser.
He is.
You can't claim he's an abuser. Then if you're well and well rid of him, what are you doing here but for the fact that you're being sued by a lot of other people and at least 3 different judges found that you were mistaken?
No, the judge that gave me and Ron a wash said he awarded Ron $5,000 and me $5,000 and told me to take Ron to civil court and go for the whole thing because
Just a second, what judge awarded you $5,000 for what?
For the abuse, the damage to the property that I'm being sued for.
Just a second, you sued it. Just a second, Miss
He
King.
needs to be a man and stand up for his
Pay attention to me. Are you telling me that you sued him before another judge at another time for abuse?
No, I sued him for loss of wages and damages, and he felt that I needed to take it.
Loss of wages due to what?
Abuse.
Goodbye. You had your bite of the apple. This is over.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thompson versus Peters. Step forward, please.
Rebecca Thompson is suing the mother of her son's schoolmate, Miranda Peters, for medical bills. Rebecca says Miranda's boy broke her son's arm while roughhousing.
Your son?
Yes, ma'am.
Just next to you. Who was the basketball player? What's your first name?
Keith.
And yours?
Michael.
Your arm got broken in school.
Yes, ma'am.
And your arm got broken when he bumped into you.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I was trying to get into the game, and pretty much...
When did this happen?
March 17th of 4.
You were trying to get into what game?
The basketball game. In PE that day, it was pretty much a free day. And I was trying to get into the game, and they were pretty much just shoving me off.
Who was?
All the players. So I would steal the ball and run away with it, trying to be funny, and all the players would chase me.
So what I'm hearing is neither team wanted you to play that day, so you decided to play class clown and steal the ball and interrupt their game.
Yes, ma'am.
So what happened next?
Well, all the players pretty much chased me down and eventually got it from me. And while I was standing in the crowd, he gestured for the other players to clear a path to me. And when he did, he tossed the ball at me. And whenever I saw it was coming at me, I just tensed up and turned, and it hit me in my left hip.
Didn't hurt you?
No, ma'am.
And then what happened?
I just sort of walked up to him. Behind him was a gym mat, pretty thick and soft. So I wrapped my arms around him and purposely fell onto the gym mat. Everybody was laughing, and he did the same thing to me. And
you wrestled him, then he wrestled you to the ground, to the mat.
It was not an act of anger.
Okay. So you weren't angry with him?
No, ma'am.
And you don't think he was angry with you?
No, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened next?
Well, there was a rolled up gym mat close to the compacted bleachers to the wall, and I got in between that, and just for the thrill of not being seen, and about 10 or 15 minutes.
I don't understand what that means. Just for the thrill of not being seen.
Just a childly...
No, well, what were you doing?
Nothing.
You mean you were hiding?
Yes, ma'am.
Who were you hiding from?
Nobody.
Keith.
Yes, ma'am.
So far, I'm getting a whole good story. I love this story so far. He wasn't angry with you, you weren't angry with him, but now you're hiding someplace, and you're not hiding from anybody.
Well,
that doesn't sound like you...
Well, I mean, me and my friend Anthony were both doing it, and he was behind another one to the right of me, and about...
What were you doing?
Just hiding.
Just hiding?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
And, well, I tried to get out, and I pulled... It was kind of tight in there, so I was trying to wheeze my way out, and I pulled my my left arm across my chest, and about that time I just felt the mat be shoved into me.
The mat being shoved into you by
Michael.
And that's how you broke your arm?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Michael, what happened?
I rammed the mat. I wasn't intentionally trying to break his arm. I was just horseplaying with him like we were earlier. And
so you were horseplaying?
Yeah.
You knew he was there?
Yes, ma'am.
You knew he was there?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Miss Peters, your defense to this says, let me read it so that I make sure I get your language clear. I told her that with children, and particularly with boys, these things happen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain that to me.
The reason I said that boys will be boys and that it wasn't my responsibility to pay for the bills was because it was an accident. He didn't mean to do it.
It wasn't an accident, Ms. Peters. That's your problem, you see. If your son was playing a game, and during the course of the game, he ran into this structure, not intending to come into contact with Keith at all, but it was during the course of a game, and he was at a place where he could get hurt, that's an accident. But that's not what your son told me. Your son told me he saw him there, and he was just fooling around with him and rammed him. Unfortunately, when he rammed him, his arm was in such a position that it broke. Okay. So his action, not in breaking his arm, I don't think he intended to break his arm, of course not. But he intended to hit him. And for that, he is responsible. Just as if he had broken his leg when he tackled him to the mat. Horseplay. But when young people are involved in horseplay, and if you had broken his leg, who would have been responsible?
I would have.
You're right. What were your medical expenses?
Before or after insurance?
After insurance.
After insurance, the total was $706.07.
I'm not saying that your son bears any responsibility with regard to this incident, but I believe he has to know that when 10 people are playing basketball, you're not supposed to act like a jerk, right?
Yes, ma'am. We've already established that.
Good. You know, Michael, sometimes when you do the wrong thing, things happen. There are consequences. Even those that you don't anticipate. You got to start being a two-process thinker and say, listen, if I do this, this could happen. It's not worth it. Being a fool is not worth it. Being a fool isn't worth it. How long was your arm in a cast?
6 weeks.
And this happened in March, so it was during school.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't even get to relax. When did you get the cast off?
I'm not sure.
End of April.
So you got a chance to enjoy the summer.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You still friends?
I think so.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Judgment for the plaintiff amount to $706.
Yeah, this is case number 315 on the calendar in the matter of Greenfield versus Chamberlain. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Did you ever key anybody's car?
No, not that I can remember. I was just kidding. No, never.
Why wouldn't you key somebody's car?
It's against the law. It's not a nice thing to do.
You wouldn't like somebody to do it to you.
Heck no.
All those things.
That's right.
More people here who key cars. According to your complaint, Miss Greenfield, Miss Chamberlain is the ex-girlfriend of your current boyfriend.
That is correct.
They have a child together.
Yes.
And you claim she keyed your car.
Yes.
And Miss Chamberlain said, absolutely not. She did not do anything of the sort. So when do you claim she keyed your car?
1:15 in the morning on June 11th.
Where were you?
I was at my house.
Where was your car?
In my driveway.
Where does Miss Chamberlain live in relation to where you live?
Just around the corner.
What makes you believe that Miss Chamberlain damaged your car?
I saw her do it. She left me a voicemail about 11:40 in the evening. She also left a note on my car.
I'd like to see the note that she left on your car. And I'd like to hear the voicemail as well. Did you leave a voicemail on her machine?
Not that I recall. No, ma'am.
Try. Did you leave a voicemail on her machine?
No.
Okay. Is this your handwriting?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Where did you leave that note?
I did not recall leaving that on her car that day, but I do recall going over there, knocking on the door. She was very rude to me and shut the door.
Listen to me. I just asked you where you left this note.
Well, if she says I left it on her car, then that's, I imagine
When
that's
did
where
you
she
find
found
it on your car?
As soon as I walked out there.
You mean
when
on
I saw her
the
at my
11th
car.
of June?
That is
on the
correct.
11th of June. I'd like to hear the voicemail.
Okay.
So the next
Okay, so tell me what you observed on the 11th of June.
Well, the 10th of June, which was later that evening, about 10:50, I got a hang-up phone call. 20 minutes later, 11:15, 11:20, Janelle shows up at my door asking for my boyfriend, which he was still at work. And I said, no, he's not home, and it causes conflict when her and I speak, and to come back when he is home. And I shut the door. And 11:40, she leaves the voicemail message on my cell phone. And 1:15 in the morning, I see her put an egg on my car and key it.
I object to that. She did not see me there.
You'll have an opportunity to tell me. When you saw her key your car, did you go downstairs?
Yes.
When you got downstairs, was she there or was she gone?
She was running down the driveway in front of the house, running south.
Did you say anything?
Yes.
What did you say?
I told her to stay the hell away from my car.
Did she answer you?
No, she kept running.
Did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
Can I see the police report, please?
There's hers.
When did you make the police report? The next day?
No, it was on the 11th of June.
On the 11th, that day. Okay, now I'll hear you. June 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It was actually the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
That night I left for the grocery store. I cashed WIC vouchers.
What time?
I'm not sure. Whatever the police report says was on the receipt. It was late in the evening. I went to go get my baby some formula. I came back home. The police knocked on the door. I showed him my receipt. I was at the grocery store at the same time that she was accusing me of this.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Well, it takes time to get to and from.
Let's be clear. You were not at the grocery store at the same time that she alleged she saw you in front of the house.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But I did go to the grocery store that evening, return home, show him my receipt.
Who else do you live with?
My husband, Daniel Chamberlain. He was there.
Is there any reason why you go to the grocery store at 1:45 in the morning?
Ma'am, my husband works third shift, and he goes to college half of the day, so we have very irregular hours.
Was there any reason you went to the grocery store at 1:45 in the morning?
To get formula for my baby.
Why didn't he go?
It wasn't necessary. He needed to stay at home with the children.
How many children do you have?
I have 4.
Go ahead.
That's what I did. I went to the grocery store that night.
Well, at what point did you call her on the telephone and leave that message?
It's very emotional.
At what time did you call her that evening and leave that message?
That's been months ago, Your Honor.
Well, certainly it's been months ago. At what point did you call her and leave that message on her answering machine?
The only time I remember having any confrontation with her was earlier in the day.
I'm not asking you about confrontation, madam. You didn't speak to her when you called. I'm asking you at what time in the evening did you call and leave that message on her answering machine?
I cannot be sure.
So you don't remember when you made the phone call, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
You do, however, remember putting this note on the car, because that's what you told the police officer.
I don't recall putting that note on her car.
Well, that's what you told the policeman who interviewed you.
That is my handwriting.
You told the policeman that you put this note on her car.
That was directly after the incident, so if that's what I told him, yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What the police officer found is that the bags that you showed them to explain that you were in the store, that despite the fact that it was raining very, very hard that evening, the bags were miraculously dry.
And later today,
I heard some commotion upstairs.
We heard some screaming outside.
My wife was screaming hysterically and my son, and I called up. I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "Pit bull attack."
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jessica Greenfield says her boyfriend's ex, Janelle Chamberlain, keyed her car in the middle of the night. Janelle says it wasn't her.
Okay, can I see your estimate to fix the damage on your car, please?
Just because I left a note on her car does not mean that I keyed it.
You have photographs of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see them, please. Where on the car was the note?
On the driver's side windshield.
It was raining that night.
I know. I retrieved it as soon as she left it there.
So you went out immediately?
Yes.
Right. Because clearly the police who observed the note, this is just a copy
No,
of it.
because
The
that
police
note was left earlier in the day, not that night when it was raining.
I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Police officer observed the note. The police officer described its condition. It was, in fact, wet. And what the police officer found is that the bags that you showed them to explain that you were in the store immediately prior, so that they took the bags and looked at them, noticed that despite the fact that it was raining very, very hard that evening, the bags that you got from the store were miraculously dry, according to the police report. There are other ways of dealing with problems.
I didn't key your car.
I believe you did.
Well, that's you're right.
My judgment.
You have the right to believe
Absolutely right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I believe that she's totally wrong.
Judge Judy's a good judge of character.
This woman's trying to deface me.
We've had problems from the beginning.
I believe this will be a continuing matter.
She's got issues.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brady Taylor versus Henderson. Step forward.
Neil Brady Jr. and his girlfriend, Kiana Taylor, are suing their neighbor, dog rescuer Shauna Henderson, for damages from a dog attack. The couple says Shauna's pit bulls killed their Cocker Spaniel.
Who is Brady?
I am.
Mr. Brady, Ms. Taylor, it is your claim that the defendant's dogs, she has pit bulls,
Correct.
got loose and attacked your dog, which was on your property.
Yeah.
Your dog was a pregnant Cocker Spaniel?
Springer Spaniel.
Springer Spaniel, and the dog was killed.
All right.
You want Ms. Henderson to compensate you for your vet bills,
Correct.
for the value of your dog, and for a certain amount of pain and suffering.
All right. Loss of companionship.
And Ms. Henderson, I'm reading between the lines, says that while it's true that her child accidentally let the dog out,
Yes.
there is no proof that it was her dogs that killed your dog, and that the amount that you are requesting from her seemed to change periodically. I'm not really sure of what your defense is.
Okay.
But I have a couple of questions for you. You read the newspaper?
No.
Ever?
Probably twice the past year.
Well, first of all, that would be a big problem. You have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
How old are they?
They're 2 and 3.5.
Who takes care of them while you're away?
Their father, my husband.
You live together?
Yes.
Who works?
We both do.
When you're working, who takes care of the children?
We don't work at the same time.
How many pit bulls do you have?
They're actually not pit bulls.
What are they?
They're American Bulldog mixes. This is their license paper showing that they're
You
not.
have pictures of them?
Yes.
I'd like to see them. Are they pit bull mix?
They're mixes. They're American Bulldog mixes, Your Honor.
Well, they both have a lot of pit bull in them.
They're mixes.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
All right. So, if you read the newspaper, the reason I'm asking you this question is, I would have said to you, you appear to be an intelligent woman. I'm not certain that you're an intelligent woman. But just yesterday, a woman who had a dog, pit bull, that she raised from a puppy, for no reason, turned on her. For no reason. And chewed off half of her face. Now, that's not the first time that that's happened with this breed of dog, and I'm not condemning this breed of dog. I don't know. I've never owned this breed of dog. I'm just talking to you from a layperson's perspective. So if I were the mother of 2 children, and you know that certain breeds of dog, very large ones, especially ones with the jaw configuration of a pit bull, because once a pit bull grabs hold, because of the way their jaw is configured, I gather, and I've had a lot of pit bull cases, once they grab hold, you can't get them unhooked. Very hard to get them unhooked.
Right.
So they cause more damage than your standard fair dog if they turn on you. That be a fair statement, Miss Henderson?
Sure.
I wouldn't know why the mother of 2 babies would keep a dog that had that potential if they decided to turn. If a 2-year-old, for some reason, took a stick and poked the dog with a stick, so that the dog turned on them, which a 2-year-old can do. And I have little tiny dogs, and I have grandchildren. And I watch those dogs around those grandchildren because the grandchildren can go over, not in, you know, poke them in the eye, you know, you pull the fur. And that's the way a dog responds. Dog turns around and gives a nip. Well, there's a difference in a little dog giving your kid a nip and a dog that grabs onto your face and rips it apart.
Neil Brady Jr. and his girlfriend Kiana Taylor claim neighbor Shauna Henderson owes for the death of their Cocker Spaniel. The couple says the animal was killed by Shauna's pit bulls.
Tell me what happened with your dog.
One evening we were in the house and we heard some screaming outside. I wasn't quite sure what it was until a neighbor knocked on the door and let me know my dog was attacked.
Were you the neighbor?
Yes.
Could you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Michael Palmieri.
Mr. Palmieri, you are a neighbor of the Brady Taylor family?
Yes, I am.
Tell me what you saw on what date?
I don't remember the exact date,
You
Your
remember
Honor.
the date?
It was
September 6th. September 6th?
Yes, it
Okay.
was.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. I heard some commotion upstairs. My wife was screaming hysterically and my son, and I called up. I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "Pit bull attack." And I just ran out of the door. I had only my boxers on. I had nothing else on. I have a small child. Other neighbors have small children. So I didn't know what was going on. I ran out. I saw this one dog with this clamp down on their Cocker Spaniel. I ran over, and I was just hysteric and going crazy, and I went to attack the dog. And the dog sensed that, and he let go. And there was two of them. One of them had him in his mouth, and the other was very close by. And then there was a third one, a little one.
The third one that's a little one, was it the same breed?
You know, I couldn't tell. I don't think so.
Okay. I would like you to describe the two dogs.
Well, the one dog that had the dog in the mouth, there was something very specific about that dog. It had its name written on it, Rex. I don't know if it was spray painted. I don't know if it was dyed.
Where was it written?
Right on its side.
Is that your dog?
Yes.
Oh, good. Well, there we go. That
So-
just took care of that.
Yeah.
So after that, you know, I got the dogs off, and I didn't know, because I was trying to capture them. I didn't want the dogs to get away, because this same situation happened with me about a year ago, where I was taking care of a pit bull for a friend while he was away, and that dog got away and attacked a gentleman's small dog and killed it, and I got sued. And I have small children. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And immediately after that, I said, "You got to come get this dog, because I can't have this situation." They are very, very unpredictable. And my daughter loved this dog. So, you know, I understand this is a serious matter. And I like pit bulls. Personally, I don't know, I think they're interesting dogs, but I don't want them around me, and I don't think they're safe dogs. We tried to capture a dog, and as a matter of fact, her brother trapped one of the dogs, and animal control came and got the dog, and they tracked down, I guess they followed it. Neil followed the other dogs, and they found out where the lady lived.
It's her dog. There are very few dogs that look like a pit bull that have their name, Rex, tattooed on their side. She acknowledges that's her dog. So what's the problem, Miss Henderson?
The problem was that these dogs, I do foster placement, these dogs were rescued. So they've been through 3 temperament testings. They've been around 5-pound chihuahuas all the way up to 100-pound dogs. So not only have they, like you're disclosing about the personality of a pit bull, which I'm not discrediting.
Miss Henderson, rescue dogs usually need to be rescued because they've been abandoned by their owner. Sometimes the owner is not a nice person. Sometimes the owner says, "I can't handle this dog." Sometimes rescue dogs have been abused. That would make them even more unpredictable.
Not true.
I want you to just, listen, they're your children. You got a husband, you're supposed to take care of your children, you're supposed to protect them. I've said what I had to say. 10 million people have heard me say it to you. If, God forbid, something happens to one of your children, do you know how awful you're going to feel?
I don't live alone with the
I'm
dog.
just telling you, if, God forbid, something terrible happens to one of your children, you've been now warned, laid out in front of 10 million people. Do you know that you will never in your life recover? Not only won't your children recover, but you will never in your life recover. You've been put on notice by somebody who is not unintelligent that you're doing, as a mother, the wrong thing. As an animal activist, you may be doing the right thing, rescuing dogs, rescuing pit bull mixes that have been abandoned by their owner and have been through teams of 6 dog analysts. I'm telling you, as a mother, you're exposing your children to unnecessary risk and yourself to a lifetime of misery, because if, God forbid, one of these dogs turns on you, like it did turn on this lady in California yesterday, and eats off their face, you will never recover.
So should all those dogs be put to sleep then?
Listen to me. I'm not talking about all those dogs. I'm talking about you.
I understand.
I'm talking about you, who has a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. I'm talking about somebody who's supposed to not only look good, madam, but be marginally intelligent before you have children. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $3,000. Nothing that I say is going to get through, that's all.
On the calendar in the matter of Hayes versus Cheney. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
How old are you, Miss Hayes?
I'm 24.
How many children do you have?
Just one.
What do you do for a living?
I bartend.
Do you have any other source of income other than from your bartending?
No.
Ever receive any supplements from the state?
Right now I get medical for my child, and I do receive food assistance too.
Your complaint is that a little over a year ago, you made an arrangement with Mr. Cheney, who is the father of your daughter, that in lieu of child support, he would furnish you with a car.
Right.
The car would remain in his name until it was paid off, and he would pay $200 a month towards the car instead of giving you money for child support.
Correct.
And that was just fine for a year, and then car was taken from the front of your house. You thought it was Mr. Cheney who took that car. You reported it stolen to the police. That car was subsequently found. Mr. Cheney decided, I don't want this aggravation. I'd rather give her the child support. So he turned the car in. According to him, he's now sending you $200 a month in child support. So he doesn't want to be bothered with the car business anymore. And you want the value of the car, and you say that you put in a substantial amount of money into the car.
Correct.
Things like rims.
Actually, the rims and tires on the car, were not on it when it was stolen, so that wouldn't be part of it. But the stereo system and other
window
things on the
tints.
car. Yeah.
Why did you need window tints?
Because it was a nice new car, and I had it, and with my income tax return, I put some money into my car.
You're a single mother raising a child on tips and wages from being a bartender. And are you telling me that you took that money, and instead of putting it in a college fund for your daughter, you tinted the windows on your car, and you
sure
upgraded
did.
the stereo? You sure did. Your priorities are a little screwed up.
At that time, I wasn't receiving any assistance, and I was doing just fine.
I don't care whether you were receiving any assistance or not. How much money do you have put away for your daughter for college?
None.
And when you receive Medicaid and when you receive food stamps, you're receiving welfare. And before I would put money into tinting my windows in my car, I would put money towards my child's future. That's what a grown-up does. I just want to mention that, madam, because I was actually appalled at that piece of your complaint when you say you want that money back from him because he repossessed the car and sold it after you had put in this window tints and stereo system and fancy rims on the car. And so he owes you $4,000. Now, Mr. Cheney.
Yes.
Why did you take the car back?
I didn't take the car back. It was reported stolen. I found it 2 blocks from her house, sitting in an apartment complex, which I did some checking around and I got proof that the car was there and that she's been in and out of those apartment complexes many times while it was there. It was given back to me by a police officer.
Because the car was in your name?
The car was in my name. I took it back to the car lot because I didn't want no problems. She's trying to put me in jail all the time. I didn't want no problems with it.
Fine. You used the car for a year?
I did. If I wanted to put him in jail, Your Honor, he would be in prison right now.
You used the car for a year?
I did.
How much do you think that it would cost if you leased a car for a year?
I have no idea.
How much is he paying you now in child support?
He has paid me $200 for the last 2 months. But I'm currently
Who is this
filing.
person?
This is my girlfriend.
Tell her to keep her mouth shut. because you two have a child together, and she's not supposed to exacerbate any bad feeling that may exist between the two of you.
She's been the communicator between the both of us.
Which is making it worse.
In court, she has nothing to say, and she should have as little to say as possible, because that's not going to be a good thing. You two have to learn how to get along together, because you made a child together.
There's a 2-year restraining order. I had no permission whatsoever to talk to this female for 2 years. She is the communicator by a court.
He was talking to me up until I don't know what happened, and she decided that she didn't want that anymore, and now she's been the communicator, and she makes things up between the two of us and causes more
Very
problems.
bad. That's very unfortunate. Who got a restraining order against whom?
The state actually pressed it for a no-contact order because of a domestic violence that we had.
Who supervises visitation?
No one supervises visitation. She was picking up for a while our daughter and bringing him to him for the weekend, and then we would meet and I'd pick her up.
Oh,
he stopped seeing her about 8 months ago, though.
No, I didn't stop seeing her.
Or not 8 months
She
ago.
quit letting me see her. She said, "You're not seeing your child again until we're done with court." This court right here today. First it was, "You better start paying me payments, pay her payments." Nope, you can't have her. Now we're going to court. Oh, no, not till court's over. So I'm paying. I haven't even seen my child in like 4 months.
Do you have an order of visitation?
I don't think so.
Well, go and get one. If you don't have an order of visitation, then you see your child whenever she says you can. If you have an order of visitation, sir, that's fixed by a court, you will see your child whenever the court tells you you can see your child. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you got to get off your duff and go into court and file for an order of visitation.
I was trying to do it out of court.
Well, that's stupid.
Your Honor, I've never told him he couldn't see his daughter.
Just a second. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
You pick yourself up and you go to the local domestic relations court or the family court, wherever you live, and you file a petition to see your child, whatever. And she just says, I told him he could see her whenever.
She don't
Listen
bring her,
to me.
then I can't see her.
Listen to me. That's not up to her. Go. If somebody told me I couldn't see my child, I wouldn't wait 4 months to go to court. She knew how to go to court to get an order of support, right?
Right.
You do have an order of support.
Yes, we do.
$200.
That's not court ordered.
It's not court ordered.
That's not. I'm in the process right now of getting back into the court ordered amount, which is $280 a month.
It's ordered that I pay $280 a month already. We had a verbal agreement outside of it to pay $200 a month. So
No, to pay
For the car.
to pay for the car.
Now I'm in the process of getting the $280 a month again.
Very good. So you'll get your $280 a month. Good. I don't know what you want.
What I want basically is I put all this money into this car.
That was stupid.
It was a bad decision.
Stupid.
Bad
Who told you?
decision.
Who told you? Listen to me. Who told you to tint the wheels, buy rims, buy a stereo, tint the whatever? What did I say? Tint the rims?
You said tint the wheels, but
Tint the wheels. Whatever you do, madam, that's your prerogative. I can really understand why he doesn't want to have anything to do with you other than paying child support and picking up the child, because clearly you don't like each other. You don't get that money back.
Have you seen the contract?
What? I don't care. Listen to me.
He agrees in the contract to pay me the money that he owes me when, if the contract was ever broken, that I had into the car. He agreed to that. So
she willingly gave up the car by reporting it stolen. Pretty much
I had to report it stolen. It was stolen from my
Pretty
house.
much set me up
If I wanted to
because
send him to prison, he tried to kill
I have
me. I have police
witnesses
reports. I could have.
saying that she was...
Then I have a question for you, Miss Hayes, because it always strikes me that women can be so foolish. If he tried to kill you, and if you are afraid of him...
I'm not afraid of him.
Well, I would be afraid of somebody who tried to kill me, Miss Hayes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows.
And later today,
February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Hayes says, The father of her child, Jason Cheney, owes for illegally repossessing her car. Diana says Jason's actions are hurting their daughter.
Miss Hayes, I would be afraid of anybody who tried to kill me, especially someone with whom I had a relationship. I don't need you for anything, okay? I certainly wouldn't put myself in a position where I had any kind of business relationship with them. Listen to me, any kind of business relationship with them. There has to be a reason for that. Now, one of the reasons for that might be, you see, if he's giving you $280 a month, you could purchase your own car. However, if he's giving you $280 a month, the other assistance that you might be getting from the state, including the Medicaid and the food stamps, would be taken away. So, right?
Yes,
Yes,
no problem
sure.
with that.
So listen to me. So this way, you got the Medicaid, you got the food stamps, and you got your car. So if you think about it...
That was reported. That was part of my income. His $200 a month toward my car was part of my income. Reported. It still wasn't enough. So
interesting. So then I don't understand why somebody who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper...
He wasn't even making the payments.
Listen to me. I don't understand why someone who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper would enter into any kind of business relationship.
I was already
anything. What?
I was already into it before then. I was already into this. I was already into this agreement. This was already going on before.
Then say, here's your car back.
I was
don't
already
want
into
it.
this
Listen
car
to me.
this much money.
Here's your car back. I don't want your car. I want you to pay me $280 a month. You pay it through the court. You come and visit every other week or every week, just as the court is going to tell you to do. And that's what we do. You don't have a convoluted business arrangement. In any event, I don't see where he owes you $4,000, Miss Hayes.
To rent a car.
What?
I no longer have use of a car that I put $4,000 into. I no longer have use of this car. Do you pay $4,000 to rent a car? No, you paid $4,000 to buy a car, not rent a car. Am I wrong?
She got her use out of the car.
Listen to me. I used the car for a little over a year. It was a good car. I would have drove it for 5 more years. I bought that car.
He doesn't want any part of you, and you don't want any part of him. Now take the money that he's giving you and go and put it towards a car, which is exactly what you did before.
She already did.
I am doing now.
Perfect. Did you buy a car?
I'm paying.
You're paying it off, which is exactly what you were doing before. You were paying it off with his money.
No, my money. My child support money.
No.
My money.
No, that's not your money. That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows. Goodbye, Miss Hayes.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He tried to kill me. I have police reports.
We got into domestic violence and we pushed each other around. That's about it.
He threatened me in the police report that if I said anything, then he would take my car away.
She reported stolen, tried to get me in trouble. It backfired in her face.
She keeps trying to get him in trouble. She can't handle the fact that they're no longer together.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Anderson versus Miller. Step forward.
Lori Anderson is suing her former co-worker, Tynesha Miller, for unpaid loans to pay her rent and bills. Lori says instead of paying her back, Tynesha had plastic surgery.
Miss Anderson, Miss Miller was a former friend of yours.
Yes.
And a co-worker.
Yes.
And it is your claim that you made 2 loans to her?
Yes.
And she hasn't paid you back. And Miss Miller says you were a real nice gal, you're a good-natured person, and you made gifts to her at a time when she needed money. That's her defense. Is that right?
Yes.
How long, Miss Miller, had you been friendly with Miss Anderson?
Probably 2 weeks after she started working.
And when was that?
December, January, I'm not exactly sure.
December of '03.
And what kind of business are you in?
I worked at a surgery center. I did the scheduling there.
And you?
I'm the surgery triage coordinator.
And when was the first loan that you made, Miss Anderson?
It was on April 14th, 2004.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that loan, Miss Miller. Or that money that she gave you.
Okay. I was on the phone, and she overheard the conversation, and it was...
Well, what was the conversation about?
My conversation was about my gas had got turned off, and she overheard the conversation.
Why was your gas turned off? For non-payment of the bill?
Yes.
How much do you make a year?
I believe it's like $33,000.
So what were you spending your money on?
My children and paying my bills.
How many children do you have?
4.
Who else lives in your home?
Just the children and myself.
Where's their father?
I guess he's around.
Does he pay you support?
We only get a check maybe once a year when he files his taxes, and that's it.
Your Honor, if I can just interrupt, there are 4 different fathers.
Laurie Anderson says former co-worker Tynesha Miller owes for a series of unpaid loans. Laurie says Tynesha played on her sympathy.
Okay, so your gas was being shut off.
And she volunteered that.
Well, tell me what she said.
Well, she came to me and said, I'm your friend. You know, I love you and your children. I want to help. At which point in time I told her no. That was it was a lot of money, and the gas bill was high, $780. So she was like, let me do this. This is something that I want to do. I can't go home and go to sleep tonight knowing that your gas is cut off. It's cold and...
Okay. Very nice lady. Nice lady.
Right.
When was the next time you took money from Miss Anderson?
I believe it was 04.
September of 04.
Had she paid you any of the $780 back?
No, ma'am. And in the midst of this time, there was also 2 other occasions I had given Miss Miller money in the amount of $80 both times.
Did she say she would pay you back?
Yes, she did.
That
It was always in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks would come in the next 2 weeks.
What was the money for in September?
It was for her rent, Your Honor. She didn't pay her rent. She was going to be evicted from her apartment, and I love her children. We were friends. I trusted her. Even though she hadn't paid me the $780, I still couldn't go home in good conscience knowing that she was going to be evicted from her apartment. So I did write her a check in the amount of $893, which she did cash.
So far, is that correct?
Yes.
What arrangements did you have with her for repayment of all this money?
Just, I will pay you back in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. After the check in September, we were discussing it. She said, Lori, I know I haven't paid you back the money. I'm going to get, a pretty good income tax check this year, and I'll pay you back with the income tax check. And I said, that's fine, Tanisha. So in February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
Just a second. What kind of cabaret party?
It's just a cabaret that you throw and you raise money.
For what?
People throw cabarets and they raise money just for whatever reason.
What were you raising?
I was going to have cosmetic surgery.
Why didn't you give her back the money?
She didn't want the money. I offered. That's what she's leaving out. I have offered, and she denied. I'm not going to take your money. I told
When did you offer her the money?
Around income tax time.
You mean after this cabaret party?
No, the cabaret came after income tax time. So I offered the money before the cabaret.
Your Honor, she offered to write me a $500 check.
And what did you say?
And I'm like, okay. And the day progressed, no check. And the week progressed, no check. And then we stopped speaking. I was hanging around with some people she didn't like. We stopped speaking. I asked her for the money. She said, you'll have your money by Tuesday. Well, Tuesday's come and gone, about 45 Tuesdays from then, and I still haven't got my money. And then, Your Honor, to top it off, my birthday, we'd made plans to go out on my birthday, which was fine. She was going to pay for my birthday cake. I'm like,
when
oh,
was this?
May 13th is my birthday.
Of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were still speaking?
We were still speaking. We were still co-workers. Yes, we did. We worked very closely together. Okay. I was still trying to be a friend, be the kind of person that I needed to be. And on my birthday, she's like, I'm going to order you a cake. We're going to go out. I'm going to pay for it. And I'm like, you don't have to pay for my cake. I can pay for my cake. So the day before my birthday, she came to me and she said, Lori, I don't have the money to pay for your birthday cake. Can I borrow the money from you? So me, being the person I am, I gave her the money for my birthday cake. The next day, she brought my birthday cake to work. Come to find out, one of our other coworkers had also given her the money for my birthday cake. To top it off, my husband and I paid for her dinner that night also.
I don't see anything funny about it.
She's making it sound worse than what it really is.
No,
this is the type of person.
Just a minute. It sounds pretty bad to me. You know, a lady who's earning $33,000 a year and getting some other support for her children from their father, whether it's from income tax return from one father and some other sporadic money from another father, raising 4 kids is expensive. But when you have a friend who was willing to help you over some rough spots, I think that that's terrific. And I would be much more sympathetic with you in your position as a single mother of 4 children if you didn't spend $2,000 to have a cabaret party, if you had a little more priority about what you were going to do with your money. Do you understand what I'm saying, Miss Miller?
Yes, I do.
Because you're supposed to act mature if you have 4 children. You're supposed to be mature if you have 4 children. You're not supposed to be foolish. You're not supposed to say, well, maybe I'll get, you know, I don't know what kind of cosmetic surgery you wanted. You want bigger chest, little chest, bigger behind, smaller behind. Who knows? Who cares? First, you take care of your responsibility. And first, you take care of your debts. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,673. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may see 46 on the calendar in the matter of Brown versus Wilson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Brown, Miss Wilson is your former girlfriend. And you claim she got really angry at you one night because she thought you were with another woman, an ex-girlfriend of yours. She came over to your house. You didn't answer the door. You looked out the window. You saw her leave, and she keyed your car. Right?
No.
What'd she do?
She did key my car, but I wasn't home. I was at my neighbor's house. My cousin was the one who answered the door. When she came to the door, he said, "Did you see your girl? Your girl just left."
Listen to me. I didn't ask for a whole story from you yet.
All right, I was just
Who saw her key your car?
I saw her key my car.
All right.
I went out my back door when my cousin told me that. He said, "Did you see your girl? She just left."
Shh. Don't tell me what anybody said to you. That's hearsay. You saw her key your car.
Correct. I went out my back door. I was trying to tell you where I saw her at.
Miss Wilson says she was really mad, but she didn't do it.
Correct. But he wanted home.
Miss Wilson.
Yes.
How long was he your boyfriend?
I met Curtis in April, and we broke up in like July or whatever. So it wasn't a long engagement.
Okay. Now, there came a time when you went over to his house?
Yes, ma'am.
When was that?
Whatever the day in question was.
What's the date?
The date was July 15th, if I am mistaken.
Okay. So you went over to his house for what purpose?
Okay. I called him on his cell phone. Nobody answered. Judge, I bought this cell phone for him. So the least he could do is answer the phone, you know what I'm saying? So I called it like 50 times. Nobody answers. So I live in Norfolk, he lives in Newport News. So I drive through the tunnel all the way to his house. So his car is parked not in front of his house, but on the side by the garbage can. So I'm like, okay, here he go with something that's not quite right. So I knock on the door. I see a woman look out the window. Now keep in mind, Curtis is still married to his wife. So I see a girl look out the window. I'm like, okay. So I'm knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door. Finally, music pumping in the bedroom, sounds coming out of the bedroom. I'm not stupid, Your Honor. So finally, he sent his cousin to the door. Kurt not here. I'm like, I just seen a girl in the bedroom. Oh, that was me. Okay, so now you got long hair and all this stuff? Oh, well. Well, that was me. Kurt's not here. So by this time, I had went to the window before I even knocked on the door. I put my ear up to the window, trying to hear everything. I heard the music, I heard her, and I heard him. So I was filming, yeah, I was mad, but I left. I was really, really angry. I got in my car, and I left, and that was the end of it.
Good. Miss Wilson, you said Curtis is married.
Yes.
Is he living with his wife?
No.
Are they separated?
No.
Yes.
So shh.
Yeah, right.
Quiet. So, Miss Wilson, what are you doing fooling around with a married man who's not separated from his wife?
Well, he didn't tell me in the beginning, I swear. He did not tell me in the beginning. You can ask Curtis.
But then he told you.
But then he told me we were... He
Okay,
told me they
yes.
were separated. But then I talked to her herself. She said they wasn't.
Now tell me, Mr. Brown, tell me what you saw Miss Wilson do to your car.
Okay. I came out my back door. I used my back door. I don't use the front door. I used my back door to go in my house.
Just tell me what you saw.
I went out my back door. I was coming off the side of my building to the parking lot. I saw her exiting the hood of my car, going towards her car. She was walking like, say this is my car. She was walking away. So I seen her scratching the hood of my car.
No,
Let me see pictures of the car.
So she had to scratch. My car won't like that before.
Well,
Mr. Brown,
And
Mr.
she
Brown.
called me as soon as she left. She called me on my cell phone as soon as she left.
And what'd she say when she called you?
She said, you gonna be real mad at me in a minute. I'm like, why? She said, you ain't gonna want to talk to me no more.
No, that
I
is
said,
not
why?
how it happened.
She was like, after you see what I done, you ain't gonna want to talk to me no more.
Did I ever say I keyed your car?
Yep.
Okay, Miss Wilson. Listen to me. I want you to be very, very quiet when I say this to you, Miss Wilson.
Okay.
You keyed his car.
No, I didn't.
Can I
It
say
was
one
his
more
baby
thing?
mama that keyed his car, probably, or all them other girls that was on. He just mad because he can't figure out which one it is because he's sleeping with so many women, so he want to pin it on me.
Can I say one thing, Your Honor?
Just a minute. Put your hands down. You keyed his car.
I didn't key his car, Judge Judy.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did. If I had called him 50 times and he didn't answer the phone and I went over there and I was still his girlfriend and I went into his house and saw him fooling around with somebody else, you're lucky she didn't blow up your car.
Exactly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was true to her.
Yeah, whatever.
I was at my neighbor's house.
But you just lying all over the court.
And later today,
Listen to me.
They told me to
And the
leave, and I
police-
left, and then she was supposed to come back.
Whose mouth is moving?
Both years.
And if both of their mouths are moving, who wins?
Judge Judy wins.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Curtis Brown says ex-lover Tabitha Wilson keyed his car. Tabitha says the culprit was probably another one of Curtis's girlfriends.
Can I see the bill? I believe you when you say you saw her over at your car.
How can you believe that?
I believe
didn't
it.
come out the house.
I believe it.
I came out the back door.
I believe it.
Oh my God.
What year car is this?
It's a 94 Ford Taurus.
You remember they used to have a company called Earl Shy Painting Your Car or something like that? You know, they painted
paint any
it
car
for
for
$2.99 or something like that.
$2.99, $9.99.
What's this $2,232?
He just trying
I went
to
to
get some
Mako.
money.
What?
I went to Mako. That's the estimate they gave me.
Go cheaper.
Because they said the
Go.
scratches that's deep is so deep into the paint, it's almost in the metal.
Oh, well, then every time you look at it, when you get a cheaper paint job, you're going to think about
Ain't gonna be
being
able to see
true.
myself.
When you think
It's
of
gonna be
being
cheap.
true to one lady,
Yeah.
or maybe two ladies.
I was true to her.
Yeah, whatever.
I was at my neighbor's house.
But you just lying all over the court.
My cousin answered the door. My cousin is light skinned.
Mr. Brown,
My baby mama is light skinned.
Mr. Brown, get your car fixed. Get your car painted for $250, because I'm going to tell you something. That's all you're going to get from this court. Listen to me. $2,000, but you got it out of your system. You got it out of your system for $250. Do you feel better? Do you feel better?
Yes.
Good. That's all.
All right, is our excuse. You may step out.
I went over to the boy house and then the lady gonna look out the window. Duh, play. That's you. Duh.
I want no player. I won't dare. I was out with my neighbor.
It really doesn't matter to me. All he got was $250.
I just know not to mess with crazy girls, and she crazy, man.
Well, I'm mad because you was there with your baby mama and you ain't had to come out here and just tell me to go home.
She could have done something else besides scratch my car. So that was kind of, that tell you, only a crazy person do something like that, man.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Pedrosa versus Collazo. Step forward, please.
20-year-old stay-at-home mom, Christina Pedroza, is suing the father of her child, 22-year-old construction worker David Collazo, for the return of her belongings. David says Christina is keeping him from seeing his child.
Ms. Pedroza, you and the defendant have a young child together. Baby is about a year old. And you lived together for a short period of time, separated. And it is your claim that the defendant kept certain property that you amassed together that you should have. And that also you had certain of your personal property, clothes and stuff, that the defendant trashed or got rid of. Mr. Collazo said he kept what was his, what he paid for, and that he gave you ample opportunity to get your stuff, and he put it out on the porch, and it's gone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me when you lived together.
2000, 2001, 2002.
And when was your daughter born?
August 8th, last year.
And who is this?
This is my father.
When did you separate? When did you move out with the baby?
Like 4 months ago.
Is that right? You moved out in June?
Yes.
When you left in June, what property did you take with you?
The baby's clothes and her dresser and her little knickknacks, and that's it. He wouldn't let me get anything else. When I went in, I've got the police reports from when I lived with them. The police was called. The day that we went there to pick up this stuff, I had the police come with me, but he was so drunk, he was acting crazy. And
There's a lot more information than I think I should. This is Mr. Collazo, don't talk to her. Mr. Collazo, don't talk to her. Talk to me. You want to talk to her? Go outside. You want to talk in court? You talk to me. I want to know what property it is that you think that you are entitled to, Ms. Pedroza, and let's do it quickly, please, because I'm beginning to lose it.
Everything that I paid for, my recliner.
Well, you tell me what you paid for.
Okay. I've got receipts for my recliner that I paid for. My
All right, recline. Just a second. Right. Recliner. Go ahead.
My dining room table and chairs.
Yes.
My bed.
It means that's the bed that you and Mr. Collazo shared.
Yeah. I told you could have everything.
Shh, Mr. Collazo. You're going to have a turn. I give everybody a turn.
I'm sorry.
If they're good, they get a turn. If they're not good, they don't. Go ahead.
My clothes bag. He took all my clothes.
Oh.
I left them right there when Mr. Officer told me to leave.
Now, you purchased a recliner, a table and chairs, and the bed. What did you purchase it with?
My credit card.
So you don't mind if she gets the recliner, table and chairs, and bed, right?
Yeah, it don't bother me.
No, I want you to listen to me. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
She can come and get
She could come and get it.
the recliner, table and chairs, and bed.
The recliner, tables, and chairs and bed.
Perfect, because they're on her credit card. You don't have to repeat that. And she is responsible for paying for it. Fine. So you're going to get your recliner, table, and chairs and bed, pick them up within 5 days. You bring the U-Haul it. What's next?
I have a washer and dryer also.
Was that also purchased on your credit card?
No.
Well, who purchased it?
That was given to me by my father. He purchased it from my brother.
Is that right?
Yes.
Washer and dryer? Did you buy that, Mr. Collazo?
No, but I helped her buy all the other stuff that she had.
What other stuff?
Girl.
Shh. What other stuff, Mr. Collazo?
Everything she wants.
No, just a minute, but it's on her credit card.
I didn't pay for all of it. When did you work?
Huh? Miss Pedroza?
I still pay for it.
Don't. Don't irritate me. I'm ready to kiss you both goodbye.
Your Honor.
Speak not. That's it. She's also going to get the washer and dryer because her father gave it to her as a gift.
Yeah.
Right? So, recliner, table and chairs, bed, washer and dryer. You got it. Now, your clothes? Should have gotten your clothes when you went to pick up the baby's things in the dresser. Because he put the clothes out on the front porch. He doesn't have them anymore.
Listen, I went there with the cops, the sheriff.
Police.
The police.
Yes.
There was one cop. When I went there, I tried to get... come in my crib when I'm asleep. You gonna come to my house while I'm sleeping? Just
Mr. Collazo.
Drunk,
Mr.
naked
Collazo.
on the chair.
Shh. Mr. Collazo.
It's my house. I was chilling.
Well, she'll have a discussion with him, Bird. Sure. And then if he opens his mouth again, throw him out.
This is the best way I can explain to you. If you keep it up, she's going to throw you out. Okay? And then I'd be forced to throw you out. You don't want that, do you?
Nah, Pop.
Okay. So you know what you do? Respect the court.
I'm
all
sorry.
right? Take your time. You all right?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Where are her clothes?
I put them on the porch. The cop said, you know, because I was like, why you guys come to my house for? Just because she had the keys. You was already gone.
No, look at me. Look at me. Don't look at her. I don't want you to look at her. You put her clothes on the porch?
Mm-hmm. Right in front of the cop.
And the
he's like, oh,
listen to me.
He told me to
And the
leave, and I
police-
left, and then she was supposed to come back.
Whose mouth is moving?
Both ears.
And if both of their mouths are moving, who wins?
Judge Judy wins.
Just answer me. You put the clothes on the porch at the direction of a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're
Yes,
telling
ma'am.
me? Were you present? The answer is yes or no.
I wasn't present when the clothes were put there, ma'am, but I was there when we went to pick up the clothes. Pick up her stuff a couple times with the chief of police.
Step up.
So I had no warrant coming
I have.
And
a
what
receipt.
happened?
When we got there, David was very argumentative. He was drunk, and he was yelling at us to get out of his house. He was starting to push the chief around. The chief says, I don't need this, because he's a short guy. He's getting ready to call backup. And then he says, you know what, because they started arguing in the trailer. And then he said, well, you know what, why don't you guys just leave, get the baby stuff out, and you just go to court and get your stuff. But Christina's clothes, Your Honor, were still in the trailer. He wouldn't let him take it. Then, when he told her to come and get her stuff, she went there. There was no police, from my understanding, because I talked to the chief. No police officers went there when he said he put the clothes out there. There was no clothes out.
You don't know that. Mr. Collazo, you
Your
want to
Honor.
be a smart man? Shh, quiet. You want to be a smart man?
One day.
I want all of those things ready, and I want them all in reasonable condition. I don't want you to do anything nasty to them, because now I'm going to get to you with regard to seeing your daughter.
Thank you.
Okay. You have a drinking problem, Mr. Collazo? Been around the town for a long time. You have a drinking problem, Mr. Collazo. Because if you didn't have either a drinking problem or another problem with substances, you wouldn't be behaving the way that you are in court today. So you got a little bit of spirit from someplace other than your soul today before you came to court. I don't want to go into it with you, but I'm going to tell you this. If you made a baby, look at me. If you made a baby,
take care of
you
my
have,
daughter.
listen to me. If you made a baby, you have an obligation. You have an obligation to be a father. And that means having a job, being sober,
I do
making
work.
arrangements to see your daughter, and if she, for some
She don't
reason,
work.
wants...
What she do? She shake her butt. for
You're not
dollars.
paying attention, sir. And I have to conclude that since you know who I am, that the reason you're not paying attention to what I'm telling you is because you are a little bit high. So I want you to listen to me. She can't have you around a child who's a year old.
Punk boy, for the one to be smoking weed by my daughter.
Just a second. Mr.
No.
Collazo, look at me. What you're telling me is
No,
that
she-
Miss
she's in a
Pedroso
good house,
is not behaving
good
properly.
Yeah, but
And not... Are you listening? Or are you listening to your inner voices? You have to see to it that you see your daughter by going to court, asking for an order of visitation, saying, I do everything right. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I have a job. I'm prepared to regularly support my daughter. I want to be able to see her. And if she doesn't let you do it and doesn't let you see your daughter, judge is going to say to her, I'm going to take the child away from you.
yeah, and then where's she gonna go?
She's going to come and live with you.
No, Your Honor, you know what? I have no problem with him seeing his daughter, but he is doing this, getting drunk, getting high, and...
How you know? You ain't with
Because
me?
I know.
Miss Pedroso.
I go to
Miss
work
Pedroso,
every
I've just
morning. I
told
wake
you
up
what
at
he has to do. You
5:30
don't
every
have to-
single morning.
You
What
don't
do you do?
have...
You shake your
But
butt
he
for a
paid
dollar.
$50 for her
Tell me
birthday,
that.
and that's it.
Put him out. He doesn't get it.
He paid $50
Pay
for her birthday.
careful
and
attention
that's
to me
it.
because I can't talk over two people talking. That's not the way I run this place. If he's not doing the right thing, and if you feel as if your daughter is at risk if she spends time with him, then you're right. But if he gets his act together, it's not right for you. You picked him. You had this baby with him.
I told him that. If he right now he's got a job, yay. But he's still on drinking, doing drugs, and he's He's not responsible
If
for
he
that,
is,
and he doesn't
then
pay
you are
nothing.
right. If he is, then you're right. And he shouldn't see the child unless you're comfortable that the child is safe with him.
That's all I'm saying.
That's
too.
all. Meanwhile, you go and pick up 5 days. We'll prepare the order. The recliner table and chairs, bed, washer, dryer, goodbye.